How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Matchday Live. Usually I say hope you're all good, hope you're all well, but if you're an Arsenal fan, after watching City kind of demolish Everton, yeah, if there was any hope left, it's slowly dwindling after that one. We're going to have to rely on Chelsea next weekend to do something, and I can't rely on Chelsea for anything. But we've got a game today. It's Brighton at the Emirates, 4:30 kickoff, so we're less than 30 minutes away. And as always, let me introduce the panel. To my right, we've got Gunnar Lee in the building.
Yes. All good, man. Listen, man, as I keep saying, I'm just here for the good vibes and to see Arsenal hopefully win. But listen, title was done at Liverpool, so we can keep trying to pretend that it's there, but for me, it's gone.
I hear you. We're going to talk about it as well. To my left, we have Laurie back in the building.
Laurie.
I feel like my chief job here today is to lift the spirit of Gunnar Lee, man. BFG's not happy, but
Listen, man.
it is what it is.
I don't know if that's possible, but we'll get into it. And to Laurie's left, we got Dexter as well. What are you saying about that?
Yeah, man. I'm just here to watch a game with the brothers, man.
That's what it feels like.
That's it, man. It's done. I'm feeling flat, but you know, just here to.
Did any of you watch the Everton game? Did you see any of it?
What's that?
Did you see any of the Everton City game?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I had like 2% of hope that there might have been a draw, but to be honest with you, like I knew this was done. For me, this was done at West Ham.
Yeah, West Ham.
Yeah, it was completely done.
100%. I was watching the game and Holgate had a chance from a corner. Should have really scored. 2 minutes later, it was 2-0. They scored 2 goals in 2 minutes. Gundogan scoring the first. Haaland obviously getting another one for his tally this season. And then a free kick in the second half. I mean...
It's funny you should say that because I was watching the Leeds game yesterday before I went out, and it was a similar thing there with Leeds. They had a penalty, Bamford missed it. Who was it they're playing? Newcastle go down the other end and score straight away.
Yeah.
It's disappointing, man, because I honestly thought that Everton, especially, maybe I was reading too much into their game against Brighton when they played really well, beat Brighton 5-1, and I'm thinking Everton at home against City, they might eke out a draw somehow. I didn't think they would beat City, to be honest, but I thought they might get a draw and at least keep our hopes alive. But right from the off today, man, just seems like
I think like teams are just scared to play City as well. Do you know, like, even though they're just an incredible team, but they've clearly just got that thing of in the tunnel, like the game's just already done.
We used to have that back in the day.
Yeah, like no one's even really putting up like a good fight against them. Do you know what I mean? So
to be fair, not even we did.
Yeah, listen, I was going to say,
we got shook too.
I think sometimes you have to be real and say, look, we can keep talking about all the other teams that Man City are, you know, showing that they're inferior, well, they're stronger than, and the inferior complex that teams are kind of showing, but we shouldn't be relying on other teams.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes, listen, even you know, it was, what was it, 2019 when Spurs were in the Champions League final, we shouldn't have to rely on Liverpool to beat Spurs. We should be there. We should be doing the job. You know what I mean? So sometimes you look at the season and it's hard to be so critical of this team. You can't be critical of this team. You can be disappointed, but you can't be critical because this team have done amazingly well. But in terms of the finite win the league, we shouldn't have to rely on other teams because we had it more than in our hands. As I keep saying, it almost felt gift wrapped from the way that Man City were playing at the start of the season. You got to January, Cancelo incident, they got rid of him, and it just felt like every single, the case came out against Man City, apparently the alleged allegation of cheating, and it just felt like it's coming. We're gonna do this somehow. And those 3 games, man, I believe in the last, 6 games, every single game Southampton have lost. What happens? They play us in that 6 games. And that's why I'm so rest in peace, Southampton. I never want to see you again. West Ham, another team. They don't win any of their games. They get battered 2-0 today against Brentford.
Yeah.
Granted, yes, that they have Europe, but they had Europe the day or the week before.
Well, to be fair to West Ham, they probably secured their Premiership status last week.
But all I'm saying is that it's just we've fumbled the bag. We fumbled the bag. So
it does feel like
it's just disappointing in that regards. And listen, everyone's going to keep, you know, doing the whole banter thing against us, but It is what it is, man.
Can I ask a
it is
question?
what
Like,
it is.
does part of you lot's frustration come from? Because for me, part of my frustration comes from what's going to happen next season. Like, was that the chance? Was that the one time that we was in the title race? We know that other teams are going to get better. So, like, for me, I've already got an eye on next season, thinking like, well, can we top what we've already done?
It's hard to predict, but it feels like this was a massive opportunity.
Yeah.
Because not only everything you've mentioned about it being in our hands, but City are actually, this is City's transition season.
Yeah.
They went from a false 9 to an out-and-out 9, and they had to change up the way they play a little bit, and they did that throughout the season, and they've come out the back end winning the majority of their games. Just they're showing Gundogan's goal. This guy's got 4 goals in his last, 2 or 3 games?
Even when I look at like Liverpool, like they seem to be like down and out, and all of a sudden they're looking like they could be back in the top 4, and you just think, man, you already know that they're a good team on their day. They can beat anybody. This season the chance for Arsenal?
I'm not too worried about the league next season. My thing is the 2 games a week. Because I think Arsenal are a very good team now, and I think we're going to only add to it. My thing is, if you look at the European record, if you look at any time we've got a couple of games in the space of a month, 8 games, 7 games in a month, we always seem to be going through it just crawling. I don't feel like those 7 or 8 games normally are going to be fighting and like what Man United did in February. They had, I believe, 10 games and they didn't lose. And I know it was a surprise, but they did well. They beat Barcelona away. They drew against Barcelona away. They beat them at home. Like they did well. Like, you have to give them credit. And I don't really feel like Arsenal have got that mastered yet.
That's why summer's big.
That's why summer's big for us, yeah. Obviously I did the live review earlier in the week and we spoke about these things, but I'm just looking at Arsenal. I think we're a good team, but now it's going to go, I know what's going to happen. You know, Arsenal fans, the light's going to be shining very, very brightly on Arteta. Can he now fix this European record? Because he's been here 3 years, and for 2 of them, it's looking spooky.
But that's what I'm saying. Do you think that the boys have got the mentality? You see, like when Liverpool started challenging, and then you could see that they was knocking, and then you could see that even though they didn't win the league the first year, they came back the next season, and it just looked like they was unstoppable.
Yeah, we need to.
Do you
use
think that we've got that kind of mentality to next season? Like next season, we'd basically have to be flawless. Do you get what I'm saying? So do you think that we've got that in us?
I think the mentality thing's definitely improved. I mean, yes, we can talk about the disappointments of the Southampton in particular and West Ham games.
Liverpool.
But then, yeah, Liverpool as well.
Everton.
But then you look at the Newcastle game last week when we were up against it. And
But why? But what's the difference? What was the major difference between the Newcastle and the West Ham game?
Well, what I'm hoping I'm seeing there is growth. So that by the time next season comes around, you've got a group of guys that have been through this experience. Because let's face it, none of us saw this coming in terms of a title challenge. Well, I didn't anyway. And we got to use this as a positive so that when we go out there next season, when we take the pitch for the start of the season next season, we can use a transfer window, like Turkish was saying, to give us some impetus.
We have to. I mean, we used the pain of losing out on top 4 last season to push us on to what we've done this season in terms of challenge. We've got to use the pain of missing out in the last, 5, 6, 7 games of the season and hopefully get over the line next season. But that's a long time away. And let's get into Arsenal now. But before we do, I just want to say thanks to NordVPN for powering this match day experience. There's only 3 games left until the end of the season and the end of this offer. So use the code AFTV at the checkout or click the link below to visit nordvpn.com/AFTV for the AFTV special, including a 30-day money-back guarantee.
It's like I've had no freedom to just be myself. I keep getting restricted. It's like someone's watching me at home, on the train, even in the bathroom. It's making me see red!
Well, that's because London is red.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Well, just to be sure, I'm going to prescribe you 2 years of NordVPN. You'll feel a better sense of self when you can explore the internet with freedom. And with next generation encryption on up to 6 devices, those feelings of being watched will be gone.
Does that mean I can access new content on the streaming services I've already subscribed to?
Just change your location in the app.
And I won't get tagged by any malware?
Nord's threat protection will have you covered.
And I can save money when travelling and shopping locally instead of internationally?
All that plus 4 months free.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Doc.
All right, Ty.
No, I'm not right. It's a disgrace.
Charming.
Remember, with the AFTV special, you get 4 months free, and there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to nordvpn.com/AFTV now.
And we're back, people. Like I said, use the code AFTV or click the link in the description below and grab the AFTV special. We had a super chat coming from Abdullah. He says, the only scenario left is us winning today and on Saturday, going top by 2 points. City lose on Sunday after a disappointing Champions League exit, and City end with 2 tricky away trips. Abdullah, don't do it to
It's
yourself.
the hope that kills you, bro.
Don't do it to yourself. We can't.
It's not hope. There's no hope. There's no hope. I don't know why people keep.
It's not impossible, though, is it?
Listen,
They
man.
might slip up.
No, don't start your.
Listen, man.
Don't start.
No, but
Abdullah, the next
is it
super
impossible?
chat.
Is it impossible?
No, it is. The next super chat you send in, just send it blank. Send it blank, man. Just stop, please. It is over, please.
Man said send it blank. Let's look at Arsenal, because obviously the lineups have come out a little while ago. Starting 11 went through it, but we're going to go through it as well. Let me pull it up here. And it's pretty much similar. Ramsdale in goal, Ben White right back. Tierney comes in at left back after the news that Zinchenko's out for the season. Kiwior and Gabriel remain the centre-back pairing. Then you have Jorginho keeping his spot with Xhaka and Odegaard in the midfield three. Then it's Saka, Jesus and Martinelli up top. Laurie, happy with the lineup?
Yes, I am. Yeah. Looking at that seems pretty much what you would expect the manager to go with at this stage. I'm glad that Tierney's retained his place. I don't know the exact situation of Zinchenko. There's speculation that he might be injured or carrying an injury or something like that. But me, I like the fact that Tierney's starting. I thought he came on last week, played really well. And I think he's a better defender than Zinchenko. I think most people can recognise that by now. Kiwior in the middle of there, yep. He looked good last week, he's retained his place. Further up the field, Jorginho came in for Partey, played really well. Some people's man of the match last week. So yeah, I think that 11 there is pretty much takes care of itself.
Before I ask Dex and Lee, let me go into the substitutes as well. Rob Holding, Reece Nelson, Eddie Nketiah, Thomas Partey, Emil Smith-Rowe, Leandro Trossard, Matt Turner, Fabio Vieira and Roel Walters on the bench. Dex, happy with that?
Yeah, man. Happy that Tierney's come in. For me, it's a little bit of a shame. I feel like, there was chances in the season where we could have seen Tierney a little bit more, whether he's, been substituted early on in games or started certain games that I think that we could have seen him in. Happy with the midfield. I think, if anything as well, to be honest, I'm happy that Jorginho's been playing well, but if anything, it's made me more frustrated that Partey's not been playing well, if that makes any sense, because I just think in the key games towards the running, I'm so frustrated that I feel like Partey's kind of let us down in those games where I really feel like we needed him. But Jorginho's come in and he's done a job, but probably a little bit frustrated that Partey hasn't really stepped up when I felt like we needed him to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, albeit it does look like he was carrying some sort of an injury, but you're right, his performances did dwindle towards the back end of the season. Lee, happy with the lineup?
Yeah. Listen, today I'm on Caicedo watch and Kiwior watch. Those are the most important things for me today. I want to see how Jorginho does against another possession-based team. But yeah, I mean, if we're looking at Caicedo, obviously earlier on, Friday I did a live with Robbie. The main premise of the show was to talk about either or in terms of Declan Rice, Caicedo. I've been championing him. I spoke to you, obviously I did a live review, and I believe Tuesday, people go and check that out on AFTV as well. And yeah, listen, I really think Caicedo's the truth. I think he's the one, and if we want to win the league, that's the kind of player that we should be going for, in my opinion. So
Did you have him over Rice then?
Oh,
Yeah, same.
exponentially over Rice. There's not even a rice. The only rice I need is the rice and peas from Yum Yum's around the corner. So yeah, man. For me, that's where I'm looking at it. And yeah, obviously Kivio. I'm just interested to see how he does against another test, because Evan Ferguson, I believe he's going to be a good player, and Brighton are a good team. So I just want to see if he can hold it up and step it up. So that's it.
Yeah, and we will see shortly. We're less than 15 minutes away from kickoff, but let me introduce and get the thoughts on the lineup from the man over at Info Station. We've got Nick in the building too.
What's going on, people? Thanks for having me back again. Yeah, really excited, really interesting game. Arsenal unbeaten in 5 at home. Brighton have lost 2 of their last 5 away on the road. And obviously first chance for Trossard if he comes off the bench, which we expect he will, to go against his old team. So let's see what he can do. He is the top goal scorer outside of our main 4 goal scorers, Saka, Martinelli, Ødegaard and Jesus. So in our team, he scored the most goals outside of those 4, and he'll be going against his old manager. So let's see what happens.
Nick's thoughts, and we'll be going to Info Station throughout the watch along, throughout Matchday Live. So we'll get Nick's thoughts throughout the game too. And like I said, we're less than 15 minutes away. Let me go through the Brighton lineup as well since we're here. They have Steele remains in goal, Estupien, Dunk, Colwill and Gross, the back 4. Gilmour and Caicedo with McAllister in front, Matoma on the left and Cecil on the right, and Ferguson up top. Threats?
Listen, their threats are all over the
few.
pitch, man. They've got Matoma against Ben White. I thought in the first game we played him early in the season, I thought he was good. I think he kind of put him. He was the main threat because they didn't have McAllister, they didn't have Caicedo playing. I think even the defenders have got some threats from corners, and we've been a bit slack from corners at times this season. Obviously, we saw what Kivio did against Sporting Lisbon. Well, the issue that him and the keeper had. I know he kind of ducked or whatever he did. So McAllister, I'd love him at Arsenal as well. Yeah, they pretty much. I don't know where they don't have a threat, to be honest.
The left-hand side is going to be interesting because it's not only Matoma, it's Estupien as well.
He gets up and down. So
he's really kicking on as well. Let's get into some of the super chats because we've got a fair few that have come through. Stress says, Man City have made the Premier League look like a stroll in the park. I didn't even watch, I knew they'd win. They'll win the Champions League, and now we need to sell off men like Eddie and Reece.
I disagree with that. I don't think they've made it look like a strolling. I think, if anything, like Arsenal have put up the fight. Like no other teams have really done what we've been able to do. At least we've given them a challenge. But Man City have just shown that they've got so much depth and they've got quality, but they've got quality at the right times of the season.
But you know what gets me like, not mad, but I'm a little bit like, why is it that whenever things go wrong, we go to the fringe players? I know they are part of the squad, but we need to talk about certain men in the starting 11 who, unfortunately, when the squeaky bum time came, they flopped. Why can't we talk about?
Like who?
Listen,
Name
like,
names.
people gonna. I don't think it. People but people have spoken.
No, but you said
no.
it.
But I'm gonna say people have spoken about Ødegaard away from home. I know he scored quite a few.
No, but his record this season.
I know. But what I'm saying is, in some of the games, people have spoken about Ødegaard. I'm not mentioning him, but we can talk about Xhaka.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying what people have said. I will say people like maybe Xhaka sometimes has flattered to deceive going forward. You talk about the likes of Jesus. Can we not speak about the amount of chances he's missed this season? If we're
I think that's a bit
real,
unfair.
No, it isn't. It's facts. If we're talking,
I agree.
if we're talking, if we're getting down to the cookie, we're crumbling down to things. Can we not talk about Saka? Listen, I don't even know sometimes if Saka's been playing over the last 6-7 games. And again, because we're at the top, we have to hold our standards to the Man Cities now.
Could I offer some defence to that?
Thomas Partey needs to get this
Partey as well. If Mahrez put in a performance like Saka did for 2 games, I think he'll be shipped off to Azkaban.
No, but I think what you need to take into account, and listen, a lot of what you said there is statistically accurate.
Yeah.
Some of those players' levels have dropped off. However,
Zinchenko
you have to be cognizant. It's a long season. Injuries, loss of form is part of life, especially at that level. The difference with us and City is that City are able to bring in men that are equal to that level, whereas we're not. But for you to sort of be casting aspersions at some of the players, which is basically what you did.
I'm talking on the super chat. which meant automatically always goes for Reece Nelson's. Whenever Reece Nelson come on, he's been excellent. Against Man City, he put in a better performance than man that played 90 minutes. Why is it that, and again, I'm not saying Reece Nelson is the be all and end all, but what I am saying is, why is it that we go to those players? Why is it that we go to Eddie when Eddie scored 2 goals against Man United? He had a great performance against Spurs. I know he's not been fantastic all season, but why can't we talk about the players that are the main men in the team? You have to,
Because like I said,
if you give them flowers, the same way how I've given Saka flowers all season, when he drops disaster classes, you have to start putting these men to the table and saying, look, this is what they've done and this is what they've not done. The same thing Martinelli, when he was playing poor and everybody wanted him out and Kwame was like, why don't you trust her? I'm like, no. Like, do you see my point? It swings and roundabouts. So all I'm saying is, when it comes to giving man the props, fine, give it to them. When they're not playing well, you also have to be very, very, careful with how you criticize the top players in the team, but you shouldn't be afraid to do that.
Do you think Arteta could have managed it better though? Because there's moments where, like I said, like he could have taken players off, he could have changed things, and he didn't. And this is the thing: we've got players that have been consistent for so long over the season that when it comes to the clutch, you're expecting them to be able to do it.
Man are saying Reece Nelson should be going. Can someone check to me? Can someone tell me? Put in the chat. Maybe, I don't know, Brendan downstairs, somebody. How many games has Reece Nelson played? Man are actually saying Reece Nelson is the issue here when man in the team that are playing week in, week out, 90 minutes, do nothing.
But then even when you're saying that though, so at what point would you have switched it out though? When would you have ever started Nelson for Saka? Because we all know what Saka can do on his day. So like, would you have taken the risk, even if Saka's not in form? I don't know if I would have taken the risk and played Reece Nelson against Liverpool or West Ham. I still don't even know if I would have done that. He's always just going to be a bench player.
That's where the 2 names mentioned there, Reece and Eddie, I look at them very differently because Reece has come on this season and he's looked good at times for sure. But Eddie signed a new 100k contract, got the number 14 shirt, and we can't rely on him come the end of the season.
I hear that.
That to me means we move on this summer. Laurie, you're laughing, but it's fact.
No, I can get that.
It's fact because there's a balance to it. Hold on, Laurie's counter argument to you was that towards the end of the season, players can tire, and obviously keeping up the levels for 10 months is difficult to do. But that's where you need players behind coming in to be able to do a job. And now with Reece, I never expected Reece to even be at the club this season, let alone come on and actually have an impact in some games. With Eddie, we knew he signed a new contract at the start of last summer.
Well, you never rated Eddie from morning.
It's not about that. I've never rated Eddie. You can't rate Eddie.
No, I'm not having a pop at you. I'm just saying
but there's no one
you've
that
always
can send
made
me an
that
argument.
clear that
Holding's another one. I don't want to single out Eddie. Holding's another one that's coming. He's not up to the standard.
Thank you. And listen, let's be frank. Holding's crap. We know this. I've been screaming this for the last 3 years. He's dead. But man, we're hanging on to this FA Cup performance and when I had hair, that he's amazing and that how he can put in performances. I'm like, come on, can we not be realistic? And even a shout out to whoever it was downstairs, just put on the screen. Nelson's played 9 games, 3 goals and 2 assists. What Brennan?
And how many of that is starts?
And how many of that is starts? Yeah. So I'm just like in my head, I'm like. I'm just rebuttaling the super chat to say, why is it that we're going to the guys in the squad who haven't played well? What about Saliba? When he had a couple of poor performances in the season. Again, he's been amazing, but we can't negate that information.
I think all the arguments you made there, right, are just leading towards one thing. We need to strengthen. I mean, that to me is obvious.
Well, this is the thing. We need to have balance.
Especially if we're going to be fighting on 2 fronts next season.
We need to have balance because on the other hand, we got to remember where we're coming from, and we're not coming from a position of being able to have like a great squad that we can call on in the first place. We're coming from 2 8th place finishes and a 5th place finish. So what do we really expect?
That's what needs to change for next season.
Exactly. At the moment, we've been knowing that we've got a good starting 11 that can beat anybody on their day, but everything has to be perfect for us to be able to do that. And if one of them players are dropping off, then this is what's going to happen. And
so what do they do with Eddie next season? Holding.
Sell him. I'd sell them.
Eddie Holden, you need to sell.
Eddie's just signing.
Fabio Vieira, a decision needs to be made about whether it's a loan or whether the year that he's had is enough to improve his performances this season. There's players, and Reece Nelson's contract's done. So in terms of one of the players that's actually come on and made impact, Reece Nelson, he's gone at the end of the season. Trossard, I think that's someone that, has offered something off the bench, he's offered something starting, he's someone that's going to be a vital part of the squad next year. But Holden, Eddie, Reece Nelson, Fabio Vieira even, these are players we need to kind of...
We need to become ruthless,
because
Xhaka, again, and I've been, again, the news came out this week, he might go Germany, £20 million, and I spoke about the fact that, look, for £20 million, in truth, there's no point really getting rid of him for those. But I'm saying, keep him in the squad, 100%. 5 goals in 7 games, I think, or 5 goals, sorry, not in 7 games. 5 goals and 7 assists, I think Turkish told me when we did the live. But I'm also saying, he can his position can be upgraded.
Yeah, and he can become the depth.
He can be the depth, and that's where we're looking at. So then it becomes a little bit different. So Xhaka will get 25 games in a season. Do you know what I mean? Instead of it,
because one thing I would say is,
and mentioning Reece Nelson, who's played 9 games.
Yeah.
Come on.
One thing I would say is that, and this is sometimes you can be a victim of your own success. You see, like next season now, the expectation level has risen. So has the level of competition. So, as I said before, we're fighting on 2 fronts now, League and the Champions League. So the scrutiny is even higher. The expectations are higher. So in the close season, the manager and the board, they're going to have to really get together, get the heads down,
and just to go a few lots point, right? So we speak about what's his name, Nketiah's on 100k. How much is Saka going to be earning? So what? Do I just sit there and just put my feet up and expect him to, because it's Golden Boy Saka, or do I raise my expectation with that as
there's
well?
some harsh decisions that need to be.
Am I not allowed to have? Apparently, he's getting a He's getting a contract worth 300k if he gets to these, stipulations throughout the season. If we win certain or whatever his targets. So if he's getting 300k, am I not allowed to have a certain level of expectation?
But some fans act like this is a creche or a daycare.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why we need to be ruthless. And you look at players like, especially like even Smith Rowe. What are we going to do with him?
Brother, I told you.
It's harsh.
He's P45.
I think that we might need to make a decision.
P45 should have been in the post from last year.
Yeah, it's out of him, or you got Vieira. For me, I remember saying to you time ago, like I've been having like an annoyance with Jesus. Like I rate what Jesus can do, but I think we still need to bring in a striker that's better than him. That's more clinical.
I was saying I'd like to see them pursue Ivan Toney. Man. I know he's got the betting thing.
Somebody was saying 100 mil for Toney earlier this week, which is ridiculous. But
that's the kind of money you're going to have to pay for.
We need a striker. Yeah. I think we need a striker. If we're going to compete in the Champions League and we want to compete on both fronts, maybe for a cup as well.
This is what I'm saying.
No, so as much as
and listen,
decisions.
Me and Turkish have had several conversations about this. I've tried to be loyal to Eddie, and I still think he's a good player.
So
but if I'm going to be brutally honest, I would have to agree.
NordVPN is the ultimate tool for exploring the internet. It's like having a Swiss Army knife that protects you from online threats, helps you to access fresh content, and gives you anonymity, and so much more. So make sure that you've got NordVPN in your arsenal. Get it? In your arsenal? Click the link. And with the AFTV special, you can save even more. Click the link to be invincible.
And we've kicked off people. Brighton had an early throw in there.
Oh,
right in the face.
It's like Odegaard, isn't it?
Yeah.
But listen, anyway, I hope we win today. Just to not peter out the season. That's the most important thing.
End it strong.
You go end the season strong. You normally hope that you're gonna carry that momentum, carry those things into next season. Those good habits of winning. It's a home record that we've only lost 1 game against Man City. So
you mentioned Toney. Like, is that a situation that you'd explore?
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
Because like you said, with Jesus, don't get me wrong, he's lifted the levels.
Yeah.
He's enhanced the team. We know how good he is and what he brings to the table, which is not just goal scoring, by the way. But if we're being brutally honest, we have to say that he's not what I call a sniper.
He's not.
But when you look at the options out there, like I don't think we're going to go for an Osimhen or that, you know,
You don't need to.
proper type of player. Like, I
Don't
feel like
need
we're
to.
going to go for somebody that's probably more on
No, we need
Tony's
to. Why don't
level.
we need to? If Haaland's what we're up against, we need a striker that bangs.
No, yeah. What I meant was you don't need to go abroad when you got something there
Yeah,
that's tried and
Osimhen
tested.
different level to Tony.
Yeah.
Let's be real. I'll take Tony. I like Tony, but if we've got that money to spend,
But do you think that the
Osimhen
club are
would be
still
a-
going to go for that type of like elite plan A type striker, or do you think they're going to go for that level below?
I think
they need to go elite. Listen,
yeah,
we've sold so
elite.
many elite players since moving into Emirates. Start
Yeah.
fucking buying elite players.
Yeah.
Because Arteta's done a great job. Edu's helped him out with that great job. Haaland has definitely helped us along the way in the last 3 years. Now, Kroenke, I mean, you know, we've sold a hell of a lot of elite players. Now bring in some elite players, spend the money. People might talk about valuation. Now, at the end of the day, whose fault was it that we didn't buy elite players 10 years ago? Theirs. Now inflation and the costs and whatever else has gone up. That's not our fault. At the end of the day, they need to manage that and they need to do what they need to do.
Listen, I said it earlier on, and I'm gonna say it again. I said it earlier in the week. I said it on Friday, and I'm gonna say it again. I don't think we should be paying £100 million for Declan Rice. But if Declan Rice is who the manager wants, you as a club finance that. I don't want to see, and what I don't want to see is what we do every single season. We put in a 75 million, then it goes 79, then it goes to 82, then it finally gets to 95 plus add-ons.
Then it's done.
dead.
Yeah.
Put the money down, stop dilly-dallying, and get the players. So when we go to America on that tour, all the players that Arteta wants, more or less, we've got, and then we're starting to just flog
I think
players off.
them big the marquee signings should be in before the tour.
Get them in. Caicedo,
Like last season.
Yeah.
we've done well there.
man, just get them in
Caicedo,
early.
if you want to listen, Arteta, you're watching him today. You see what he's about. If you really want him, there's no excuses. There's no, and that's from the
So we've
board.
just seen Brighton trying to play out from the back there, and they just conceded a corner.
Yep.
But I must say, prior to that, I was actually thinking to myself, they do pass the ball around well, Brighton.
Yeah,
They're one of the
They're a
best
good
in the league.
footballer.
and that's
Brilliant.
why
Brilliant team.
Caicedo just seems so tangible to me. I know he's not got the height of Declan Rice, but he plays a possession-based football. He
Out of
knows the
curiosity,
system
do you rate Caicedo higher than you rated Basuma last year?
way higher.
Really?
Way, yeah,
Because
way
I
higher.
rated Basuma very highly
I did,
last
but
year.
I
and
just think
obviously you ain't really seen
there's
nothing
levels,
of him.
bro. There's levels, man.
You think that Caicedo's a better player than Basuma?
I just think I think he's different, man. I think Caicedo.
You have a
is-
smaller pool to work with.
Another
I agree
player's
with
gone
you.
down there, head injury.
I rated Basuma a lot, but what
Yeah.
Caicedo's shown is different. I think he's a lot more composed
Oh,
on
is
the
that-
ball.
is
He's a
that
lot
a-
smoother in possession. He breaks the lines a
Or
lot
do you think? Do
better.
you think it's easier to say that now because of recency? Because like I said, I remember watching Basuma thinking, we need this guy.
But you know, I thought that Basuma was good for what he was, but I just thought that we were not. I'm not saying we were desperate, and I'm not saying he's crap. I think Basuma is an excellent.
Oh, that's a bit naughty there by Martinelli. that.
Wow.
That's a
But
bit
he had his eyes
naughty.
on. He had his eyes on the ball.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a forearm smash, bro.
Martinelli into
It is,
Matoma.
it is accidental, but that's just very unfortunate. But yeah, I think Basuma.
Come on now, if that was the other way around, would you say that was
No,
unfortunate?
I'd say he's not looked at the player, innit?
Yeah,
I
his
would- I
eyes on the
wouldn't-
ball.
He's fortunate not to get a booking for that.
Maybe so. I would say that because obviously it's reckless, but yeah, it's unfortunate. But yeah, man, I just think just get the players in. Whoever Arsenal go for, none of this Vlahovic. You know, he wants to come, he doesn't want to come. None of this Locatelli, he doesn't want to come. But
Yeah.
like, it's
You
dead.
know why? Yeah, because if we're not gonna do that, having finished second, going toe to toe with City pretty much the whole way through the season, and our wage bill being as clean as it is, then these owners will never do it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm gonna keep on referring back to the owners and say this is it now. There's no excuses. You have Champions League money, you have a wage bill that's clean. We've just challenged for the league. You know, people still believe there's a chance. Cool. Regardless, you either win the league or we've challenged into the latter stages.
So
As I said, the ante has been upped because we know now we already know we're going to be playing Champions League football next season. No,
yes.
Come on,
Oh,
son.
they-
Second interception.
Composure.
Took 8
Shoot!
to bring it down. Oh,
Should've
man,
shot
come
first
on,
time.
man. Come on, man.
That's poor.
Odegaard should have shot first time.
And look,
the form he's been on, you would have backed him to
You
probably
would've backed
score from
him,
there
you
as
would've.
well.
And again, listen,
Free kick.
So if I could just say quickly, the thing, it's a blessing and a curse, isn't it, this type of season that we've had, because on the one hand, it's been a very successful season. Looks like we're going to fall short of winning the league, but, you know, qualify for the Champions League. As my man says, we've been the only team to really push City this season. But with that comes an level of expectation for next season. So most Arsenal fans are already thinking that, listen, we want to challenge next season and we want to do well in the Champions League.
Yeah.
And as we've already identified, Turkish made it very clear.
that looked naughty, you know.
There are some players that need to be moved on and players brought in if we're going to attain those levels. So it's going to be a tricky summer, you know.
So where are we realistically setting the bar next season in terms of success then? Because obviously
Minimum top four.
Is it?
It needs to be
Does
a
it just
title-
go back
No,
to
no.
top four, or is it
Title
title
challenge.
Yeah.
Champions League latter stages, and at least the domestic trophy.
Yeah, you can't have no
all,
group
all,
stage
all in
Yeah.
conjunction. Not one of these things.
Yeah.
All of them need to happen at the same time. Caicedo in late there and Martinelli.
Was that a bit of
That's a bit
get
of a
back?
poor challenge, that.
Nah, I don't think so. But that was naughty though, but yeah.
What are you saying, Lee?
For me, listen, everything Turkish said, I agree. I think the minimum, bare minimum, not no top four. I was going to swear.
No, I said top four is bare minimum.
No, not bare minimum. That's not the bare minimum.
What's the
bare
bare
minimum? Is a title
Title
challenge.
challenge.
Similar to what we've
See
done
what I
this
mean now about the expectation
No,
being raised?
but okay, can I? But from
No,
my,
no, I'm not, I'm just
from my
saying.
point of view,
Just
you know,
saying.
I actually said that I predicted us to finish second this season, innit? From
You
the
did.
start of the season.
You did.
I predicted it, so I didn't. This isn't a shock to me. This isn't as big of a shock to me as I just didn't think that we would be so, close to actually winning it personally. But this isn't a huge shock to me. What's going on? And I think next season, in one way, you can think, oh, there's more teams going to be challenging, but that means more teams take points off the top teams. So there's actually still room for us to do what we're doing because, as I said, we're a very good team. What I expect is similar to what Turkish said, the European / the Premier League thing. I need to see more from Arteta to learn from his mistakes that he's made this season, which he does do. He seems to show that. And as I said, hopefully to get far in the Premier League because ultimately that's what we
And
need.
to do that, you're going to need a bigger and better squad. Because let's be honest, although we've been good in the league, I would argue that the Europa League was a bit of a disappointment.
100%.
Yeah.
And we're already saying that.
Even in what was it, the group stages, we
And
lost
even in the
against
cups,
PSG.
100%.
even in the domestic cups.
Yeah, it needs to improve. It
Yeah.
needs to improve.
So it's absolutely vital that the squad is enhanced in the summer.
Martinelli just hobbling off there, but he looks all right to continue, and they're replaying the.
Ooh, on
that
another
was-
given day,
That was naughty, that
It was.
To me, that's a potential red card.
Nah, it's not a red card.
I think it's a yellow card.
It's a definite
It's a
yellow.
yellow card.
Bro, okay.
Definitely, he got away with it.
And
there, so-
Caicedo should have got a yellow card as well for
Yeah,
that.
he should.
But Martinelli's one was a lot more reckless, let's say. Listen, I've got everyone's super chats here. I know a lot of them came in prior to the game kicking off, but I will get through them as and when. But on this subject, Adrian says, Laurie, keep sticking with average players like Eddie. We want to compete with City, who got rid of Jesus and bought
But what
Alvarez
did
and
I just
Haaland.
say? This guy's not been listening to me. I said
I
that
think
I
it
agree
came
with
in
you.
the same time as you said it.
Okay.
Stress says, admit it, we got substandard guys with few moments of glory, and we need to develop with guys like Savic and Vlahovic. Next season, Premier League teams are going to sign big.
Exactly, and this is what I was saying to you, because initially me and you used to go back and forth about Eddie. But what I'm saying is now, the fact that we are fighting on different fronts now, and the level of expectation has been risen, unfortunately, guys like Eddie, as much as I like the guy, he's going to have to fall on his sword probably, because even in this campaign here, and I don't blame him totally, how many times has he been called on? When was the last time he started a game?
No,
God knows that. And when he has come on,
he's chosen to start Trossard.
yeah, and when he has come on, you're looking at 5 minutes and anything there, which is ridiculous.
That is also on the manager because you have to think to yourself. Well,
Yeah, but that shows the manager don't trust him.
I know. I'm agreeing with you, but I'm now looking at it and saying, look, I don't mind Eddie. I don't know why, but I just think he's serviceable. But I understand that to get to the top, you definitely need better. But in truth, I'm not going to front. Eddie's better than Martial, in my opinion. I think Eddie offers more than what Martial offers. But
I think that's a stretch.
But first of all, Martial doesn't play. When he does play, he's very languid on the pitch. He doesn't do much. Like,
you're describing Eddie as well.
yeah, you're spot. Yeah, so I'm saying it's potato, fine, whatever, innit? So where I go with
Oh, played out by Steele. We're nearly
I'll
intercepted.
tell you, Brighton.
Ball over the top, and Brighton in the Arsenal box.
Don't get caught.
who is that?
Good
Good
shot.
save, Ramsdale.
That's a great save.
But if you notice now, Brighton 2 or 3 times they tried to play it from the back, we've nearly caught them out.
Yeah,
That
we're doing
guy's
well
good
with the
though.
press.
And this is another example here. Look at that.
But they stick to
God.
their principles though. They just play the way
don't mess
play.
about.
Yeah, they don't.
Well, I mean, what's your thoughts on playing out from this back thing, man?
You have to, man. Modern day football, you have to do that.
You don't have to all the time, though.
I think it needs to be ingrained into you if you want to be a club that is headed in the right
But it
direction.
also makes you kind of predictable.
Well, for me, you need to have the variety. It's the,
Yeah,
it's the
that's
variety
constant
matters.
playing
Yeah,
out
yeah,
from the
variety
back.
Well, this is what I'm
That's
saying. You don't have to do it every single
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
But I'd say 1 in 8 or 1 in 10, you can go long, or you can kick it out. You can panic a bit. But
Yeah.
Sometimes for us, it feels like we're stubborn. Like it's just play out from the back all the time, which is a little bit annoying. Like sometimes
Obviously,
you need
it's
to
the
just be able
risk.
to.
It's
You
the
need to be able
risk
to
is the
switch it up.
reward, isn't it? The risk is obviously you can do what Brighton almost did and lose the ball 3 times, but the reward is you beat the press. You've got 4 man up front.
Look at Duncan
and
Xhaka there.
you're all right. So
Yeah, that's fine.
Look at that. That's a straight MMA shit, man.
listen, man, grind and pound, bro.
Xhaka loves it as well, my man's smiling. So Brighton are retaking the corner after the refs had a word with Xhaka and Dunk. Man like Moses' unpopular opinion, we have overachieved this season. And Mike is asking, how happy are we with this season?
I'm very happy with the season. But what I am saying, I'm already looking forward to next season now. And I'm saying that
I'm disappointed. Man.
sometimes you can be a victim of your success. It can be a blessing and a curse.
Well done.
You know what it is? That question is not easy to answer, but if I'm going to answer, I'm going to say I'm happy with the progress, I'm disappointed with the outcome. That's probably the best way to put it. And this is coming from someone who kind of conceded the title after Southampton. I haven't really believed since that Southampton game that
That is not a foul.
that we would come back into it. So it's been a few weeks where the emotions have gone all over the gaff. I've managed to take a step back, and I can say I'm happy with the progress, but to a lot of fans that think it was lost against
Liverpool, man. Liverpool.
But even Liverpool's been a few weeks, but I'm talking if fans believe today that Everton can take something off City and now they believe it's gone, it's going to be a lot more raw emotions of losing out on the title.
Very physical game this at the moment.
I would say I wouldn't even say either or. I'm saying I'm proud of the season and just that's it. I'm proud of the team, proud of the season. I don't want to say I'm disappointed or we've over exceeded expectations because it's as literally as Turkish said. I look at it on one side and I say, listen, we've done well to get to where we are, but I also look and think, I think we should have won the league. I really do. So
for me, there's it's disappointment because I look back on moments that I think that we've got to take something out of the season, like in terms of silverware. So when I'm thinking back to that Europa League game now, that frustrates me more. Do you get what I'm saying? Because if we're not going to win the league, then take something. For me, just having top 4 to show for it.
Yeah. It's not.
That's not enough for me. Do you get what I'm saying? Like we should have come out with something.
That's what I was.
That's what I was saying, that the Europa League and the domestic cups was a disappointment.
But you can only say that in hindsight. But
no, I've said that all
do you get-
along.
do you get what I'm
You can
saying?
speak to Gunnar Lee. Me and him have discussed this.
And I was
when
vexed
we've done
after the
shows
Sporting
together.
game.
Our cup runs have been.
I remember.
I was upset, but do you know what? I would have forgiven all of that, even if we hadn't won the league, but we hadn't lost or dropped points to Southampton. We hadn't dropped points to West Ham. I would have been all right.
Oh, at least he shot
That's
there.
right
Well
from
done.
Odegaard.
That's what you should have done a bit
that's what
earlier.
you should have done.
I would have been all right if we but it's the fact that
What, as in like take it to the last day?
take it to the last day. Yeah, I would have been. You know what? Okay, cool. We come out of those cup competitions, and everybody, blessing in disguise, bigger fish to fry, and we would have tried to fry it. But we've just bloody froze the fish and put it back to the fishmonger.
I can remember.
That's what's frustrating.
It's annoying.
I can remember arguing with my brother Robbie about when we, and again, I know it's in hindsight. Some people are going to say benefit of hindsight, but remember Turkish when I was arguing with my brother about going strong for the Europa League games. Everyone would say, "Nah, man,
Yeah.
keep it in reserve for the Premier League." And I said, "No, these cup competitions are important." And we went out to Sporting Lisbon disappointingly, really.
This is where the argument comes full circle back to just before kickoff when we talked about the players that hold in Eddie Nketiah, Fabio Vieira, and so on.
Oh, this is
might need to, their situations need to be sorted.
Because I've heard some Man United fans, right, saying that if they get top 4, their season's been more successful than us because they've won a trophy and we haven't.
Well, success is winning things.
Yeah, so
that's the frustrating thing.
Yeah, exactly. So when we were giving up them cups
if they win
at
an
the
FA
altar
Cup,
of trying to win the
I'll
league,
say yes, United have had a better season, not with the League Cup.
For Man United, the only reason why I could argue that they've had a better season is because it's in Ten Hag's first season that he's won something, and they haven't won something for a while. So for them, they're where Arsenal were when we first won our FA Cup for how many years ago against what was it, Hull?
Yeah, but they spent 250.
They did. But as you said, value of players. It's
but
just
if you're a
now,
player, and I'm going to be honest now, because I do think it is a question worth asking. If you're a player or a fan or whatever, and you've won a trophy, and you've still, because let's be honest, finishing second is not a trophy. You finish in the top 4, pretty much it's the same thing, innit? You're going to qualify for the Champions League.
But
so if Man United finish 4th and they win a trophy.
Oh, what a ball.
Could they argue that their season's been just as successful, if not more?
Not with the League Cup. With the FA Cup, yeah, but not with the League Cup.
I think a trophy is a trophy, man. I think success is success.
No, but the
League Cup should be scrapped.
Yeah. You got to think as well.
Yeah,
Man United have crawled. Man United are crawling.
Why do you look down so much on the League Cup?
It's a cup that ends in February. They played Burnley, Charlton, Forest, and Newcastle to win
coming
it.
on.
Community Shield is harder to win than the League Cup, Laurie. Community Shield, and I don't class that. When people use the Community Shield and put it into the amount of trophies the team's won, I'm like, nah. Tell me the trophies without the Community Shield. So how can I rate the League Cup?
But that final is quite prestigious insofar as it's always sold out. It's always a decent game. And you saw how much Brighton and United were trying to win that game, man.
Oh, you mean the League Cup, Newcastle and United?
Sorry, yeah, Newcastle United, yeah.
Yeah, but the League Cup is...
But it's Newcastle though.
For Man United, the League Cup is, especially for a Man United, the League Cup is it's small change at
Is
best.
that Martinelli coming off?
Yeah, Martinelli's off, yeah. Disappointed.
I reckon there was a bit of a get back in that challenge.
Nah, they even just dapped it up just now. He wasn't, He wasn't.
Well, that's disappointing.
Martinelli's coming off, Trossard's coming on. So obviously that Caicedo challenge earlier has had an effect on Martinelli, enough so that he's had to come off. Fat Sam says if we'd don't drop points. I had to work out what you're saying here, Sam, because the wording's a bit all over the place. Those drop points at the start and won our last 20 games in a row to finish second, nobody would be disappointed and everyone would be gassed. Yeah, I get that. Obviously, if we was on City's tails for the majority of the season, the term bottle couldn't be used, but having led the majority of the season, that's where opposition fans have had the chance to say bottle.
You've got to remember who we dropped points against.
That's the bigger problem than anything.
We could have dropped points in games against maybe like top 6 teams, and maybe that would have been a little bit more understandable. Like, look who we dropped points against.
Yeah, because I said
Southampton and West Ham. Like, we should never be in the running. We should never be dropping points in them games.
And please, can we add in Liverpool? I don't care about this Anfield stuff. If people want to keep saying, "Oh, Xhaka's the reason why we drop points," then that's fine. Blame Xhaka, but ultimately we were 2-0 up, and we had the opportunity to put our foots on the proverbial neck of Liverpool because they were doing nothing that game. And in truth, again, we should have been 3 or 4 goals up. Yeah. I know they could have had the opportunity, but it could have been 3-4-1 in the first half. And what happened? We just let them walk back in, and then
it's amazing to think as well that we didn't beat Southampton home or away.
Home or away.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
We didn't beat Everton away. They are dead.
When they just got the new manager in, and I know new manager bounce and stuff like that, but unfortunately we are going to look back on them games, and that's why I was saying at the beginning, what is upsetting about this whole thing was that the chance for Arsenal to win the league in the next few years? Because
nice pressing.
That's why it's hard to define whether. Listen, in 3 years we might look back at this season and say it was the beginning of something special, or in 3 years we might look back at this season and say that was the fucking season.
Like the Eduardo season.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to be looking back on this season and being like, oh man, like we could have done it, and then we're waiting another 10 years.
Yeah,
so I'm hoping that we've
what we
got
do
that
from here.
mentality to push on now and be able to do that.
And the only way we're going to do that is by strengthening the squad, because with respect to the guys, this squad as of today, I don't think it's enough to sustain a Premier League challenge and a Champions
Every
League
bit of
challenge.
juice was squeezed out of this squad this season,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
100%. we
And
need-
respect for that, but we still got to kick on. So how much marquee names would you be bringing in the summer? Like
Two
of
minimum.
the two,
Minimum.
so being the midfielder and a striker for you, or
and midfielder and striker would
the
probably
marquee.
be ideal.
yeah.
What's marquee to you?
I was gonna say,
the high figure or the
Yeah,
big name?
yeah, both. To be fair, because I'm guessing like Rice would be high figure, big name. Caicedo would be high figure, big name.
No, but see, I don't think Caicedo's I think he's high figure. I don't think he's a big name, but he's a household name. And that's I think your big names are, you know, your actual superstars. Someone who's, you know, been playing football and made a difference, won a big trophy. You got to think, Caicedo ain't won nothing.
Yeah, but you
So-
got to remember how much other teams would love that player as well.
Yes.
Do you get what I'm saying?
But I just look at it, I'm saying, look, they haven't, you need, a big name is someone who you know is coming in and I believe actually won something and going to contribute to you winning. Like a Kante when he came from Leicester to Chelsea. That's a big name, big figure, whatever. So for me, I think 2 centre mids or 2 midfielders or at least, a definite another centre back, as I said the other day, and I'm looking at another forward. So some way, get rid of ESR, pony player, get rid of him. Just.
I think
none
there's a
these-
lot of players who could be looking at the exit door this season. you know,
get rid of
seriously.
him, man. If
Yeah,
you
and
wanna,
that's what happens when you're in the Champions
Nice,
League.
Saka.
Oh, great play by Saka there.
Hey!
that did not.
Oh!
What's going on?
They
He looked
called it
like he
off.
could have gone down there and
called
got
it
a
off.
penalty.
They called it off.
The linesman
Did it
should
go
wait.
out?
The linesman should wait at least for VAR to check
But
it.
VAR don't do. They don't check. They don't check if the ball goes out.
Of course they do.
No, they don't. They don't check the ball. Because remember the other day, they don't. VAR doesn't check if the ball goes out.
Did it go out? Oh yeah.
No, that's not out.
It's not out.
That's
I don't know if the whole
didn't
ball
they
went
check it
out.
at
The whole ball didn't go out.
Then they check it
Champions
at the World
League.
Cup.
No, they don't check if the ball goes out. Remember the Champions League the other day. Remember the Real Madrid, didn't it?
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah, they
you've
don't
got to
check
be
if the ball goes
ruthless.
out.
You've got to
Shoot.
be ruthless.
We're in the box.
Oh, good
Good
shot.
angle, good save still. Corner kick Arsenal.
But Brighton have had all the possession, but we've had all the chances.
Again, trying to play out from the back, see that?
They're sticking with
It's
it. though,
definitely.
you know.
We've definitely put the high press on them though. Like.
Whilst we wait for this corner to come in, let's go over to Nick on Info Station.
Arsenal playing a really intelligent game at the moment. They're not going all out with the press. They are leaving the last defender or the goalkeeper to set that pass, and they're picking up second balls in the middle of the park, and that's where they're getting a lot of their joy. So Brighton are dominating the ball, but only really on the edge of their own box, which I think is really slick. Lewis Dunk does actually have the most passes of any player in the Premier League. As this corner comes in, back to you, Turkish.
Back in from Saka, but been headed out again. We're still in possession.
Back post.
It seems like up until the run-in, Saka was probably like most people's player of the season for Arsenal. Like, would you still give it to him, or would you give it to somebody else?
Honestly, I lean more towards Martinelli now.
I would go Odegaard over.
Odegaard, yeah.
I think Martinelli stood up the tallest
Vincent Kompany's in the house.
in the crucial part of the season, if I'm honest.
What's he doing?
He looks
there?
older, man.
He's aged quickly, isn't he?
Yeah, that stress of managing. Wait till next season. You think this season was stressful?
Yeah, we saying
Told him.
you'd give it to Martinelli.
I'd probably lean towards Martinelli now, you know. Because top
It's between
scorer,
him and Odegaard now. isn't
Yeah,
it?
I think Odegaard's the. I think Saka.
Given that
was-
Odegaard's captain as well, yeah. Like, a lot of people
I
will
think
probably. lean
Odegaard. I
towards
think the big. I think you got to think as well. I know they've got the same amount of goals, but it almost feels a bit more like Odegaard's done it in the bigger games away from home. The assists as well as the goals.
Yeah.
He's the
And
captain.
the fact that he's a captain.
I'd be very interested to see if Odegaard can repeat this type of level in terms of, like, you know, especially with the goals.
Thing
I've
is,
always thought of him as more of an assist guy, even though he's not had mad numbers for assists. But
Well, you think though, yeah? Just thinking of it on the face of it, Odegaard's got 15 goals, which has been absolutely helpful and amazing. But in truth, you would expect at least from a proper dare I say, a proper striker like Martinelli. Like Jesus isn't. He is a good proper striker and a good striker, but he's not that elite finisher. You would expect another 10 goals from him to be a top striker.
Yeah.
So that will remove that pressure off someone like Odegaard. So Martinelli's another one. Like, can he get 15 goals next season? He's gonna have to keep improving. So Trossard, we've just got him. So a full season with him in the team is obviously.
But I remember you saying something about Smith Rowe. Do you think that if Smith Rowe was consistently playing this season, that he wouldn't have had higher numbers? Because he did last season,
bro.
How could that be a foul to Brighton, ref? Are you mad? I don't understand.
It's poor refereeing, man. It's poor.
Actually, but you know what it is, yeah? Well, we scored about 80 plus goals. I think it's 83 goals this season. If we get a top striker in, some of the goals off of the other man in the front three, front four, they're going to be taken away. So I'm looking at Odegaard to keep up consistently getting double digits in goals, but the output of assists to increase because we get a striker that will bury more chances. Do you get what I'm saying?
But you see, the thing is, even with that, there's nothing wrong with just scoring more goals in a game. Like at the start of the season, we were winning 3s, 4s. And then I remember that game against Leicester, we beat them 4-2. And it just felt like we could have got another 4 more goals in the game. Yeah. So even though I know what Turkish is saying is, like the goals will be, taken from that elite striker, it doesn't really mean that Saka's numbers really should drop. It just means that the other players is just facilitating that number 9 more, and they can get more GA. I just think that's overall what will happen or should happen. But like if we got a Tony, he's bagging at least 20 goals in this team, but he's also linking up to help other man get another. Do you know what I mean? So it shouldn't take away from Martin in these numbers.
Brighton are coming into this game a bit more now.
I mean, how much has Xhaka got as well?
5 goals.
Xhaka's got 7, yeah.
5 goals,
7 assists.
5 goals, 7 assists.
Yeah.
Like you got I believe all of our outfield players have scored in at least one competition. Minus Tomiyasu and Tierney as well. But
I was saying Brighton are having a bit more of the ball now. It's starting to look a bit more threatening.
They're going to turn.
But we look good going forward, but it just seems to be...
This ain't going to be an easy game though, because these lot
Well, it was interesting because after Brighton got smoked in the week by Everton, their manager, who's a manager I rate by the way, De Zerbi, he said today, meaning when they played Everton, that's not the real Brighton. Come Sunday, you will see the real Brighton against Arsenal.
I think we look the better team. I think
we
had
do.
the better chances.
But what I'm saying is Brighton in the last 5-10 minutes I've seen a lot more of the ball. And they do pass it around well.
I don't get that. I don't.
If we drop points today,
it's done.
It's done.
It's done anyway.
It's done anyway. But I mean, officially,
it's done. Yeah.
If we drop points today, then City can win it against Chelsea next week.
Which they will, because Chelsea
dead.
They are dead. And you know why? You know how football works. The storyline: Sterling goes back and he's losing the Premier League to Man City.
But then what do you think of them lot next season under Poch now?
It'll take a bit of time, I think. I think they'll challenge for top 4. They should
They've got the clean run as well. They've got no Europe.
They should get.
They've still got good players.
They will be better, but I think, as I said, as I predicted last year with Spurs, there are too many things that you need to get right in one season, so they will be better.
I just plug this top 5 next season.
Yeah,
anyway.
top 5. Yeah. Well, yeah, Spurs.
Come
that's
on,
mad.
Don't let him. Don't let him do that, man.
Is that Billy Gilmore doing that?
Turn.
No, I think that was a third.
Nice.
Bring it now. Bring it.
Trossard
Good run,
coming into
Tierney.
Brighton box. Oh,
Bang it! Oh!
Just hit the bar.
He wanted that goal, innit?
He did. Nice little fake pass as well out to the left, and he just cut in. And
I tell you what, though, that should have been a goal, though. When you look at it, that should have been a goal.
Probably.
He was open.
I don't know why he didn't try to bend it far corner, but he just
I didn't even remember Tierney was even playing.
That should have been a goal. That should have been a goal.
That's a good save. That's a good save, man.
No, it hit the
No,
bar.
hit the bar, I think.
He's tipped. Did he tip it onto the bar? Oh no, he didn't get it.
But I think
defender
the
got a
defender.
foot on it, though.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
I don't even know if the ref saw it, because I think, what's he giving? Goal kick, yeah. The ref didn't see that touch.
Yeah, they love that playing out from the back.
Playing out from the back thing, man.
No, they've gone long there. See that? See that? One long ball through. That's what I'm saying about you don't need to do it every single time.
It's very fast-paced.
Super chat here from Ahmed saying Turkish. Robbie keeps saying Liverpool bottled the title last season, but we were second throughout and we got 97 points. We were first for 10 weeks and that's it. Did we really bottle it? No, you didn't bottle the title last season. I think you bottled the Champions League final, if I'm honest, because I think you should have won that. I know Real Madrid, I know Heritage, and I get it. But I would have thought you would have won that. But in terms of the league, no. And even, listen, I can't even say you bottled the Champions League final. It's Real Madrid. So I'm being harsh there. But I always thought you have more chance in the Champions League than you did Man City in the league, even being so close behind them. Ibrahim says, think of it like this. Would Saka rather stay at Arsenal with the season we're having, or if he won another FA Cup but barely got fourth? Season we're having, Ibrahim, for sure.
Yeah, man,
because
it's
you
the
can see
progress,
something in it.
Yeah.
You can see something in it. But winning the FA Cup is success, finishing second is not success. So it just depends, you know, what angle you're looking at it from, what argument or debate you're using it in.
Do you think it will be one or the other in terms of like a backup forward for Saka or the striker?
Either or, I think if you buy a striker,
player.
Jesus can play on the right as well.
Yeah, true.
So if you buy a striker, you can have Jesus as a potential rotation with Saka on the right. Same with centre back. I think if you buy another right back, you've got Tomiyasu or Ben White that can be Saliba's backup. I think there's a couple options there for those two positions. I'd rather buy a proper gunman up top, and then have Jesus, you know, rotating with the striker and with Saka if necessary on the right.
That's good play.
Then buying a right winger and not buying another striker.
Come on.
It's just that obviously the problem is, listen, Man United need a striker. We probably could say that we need another forward. Chelsea need a striker, so they're gonna probably go for the big guns straight away. And I imagine
need a striker if Kane goes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, forget Spurs, man. But I think the top clubs, they're gonna be definitely going for the big names. Chelsea we know they spend money like it's running out of fashion, so they're definitely gonna get one. Man United, if they get this new Jim Ratcliffe guy, whatever, he's going to want to come in and at least get one or two plays for them. So I think, yeah, there's the obvious names might go. So we might have to be quite cute to find a player that's going to be able to come in and make a difference. You know?
I'm tired of being
first yellow card of the game.
Go out and bully one of these, man.
It's going to Saka.
Go out and flex.
But I don't know who. I couldn't even think who to.
I'm tired of being weary when other clubs come in. That's part of it as well. Like, be a boss in the market. If you want someone, fuck Chelsea, fuck United, go get him. Who's the better option right now? All right, they might have more finances to offer, but who's the better?
We're just not that guy. As much as I want us to be like that, we're just not. We're just not like that.
I'm just looking at that yellow card. That could be significant. So Estepinan's been booked for the foul on Saka.
I tell you what, it ain't going to be significant.
That's a totting up.
No, it's not. I tell you why. Because
no, hold on. So if I could just finish what I'm saying. So if you're Saka now for the rest of the game, you target Estepinan.
My point is, he does this every single game, and then he never gets anyone sent off. How many times do we see?
No, but I'm saying that's what he should do.
He should do, but he doesn't. This is what I'm saying. Like,
that's a good delivery.
Good ball in there.
That's a good ball. Gone out for a goal kick to Brighton.
If you got your opposing defender booked after 30 minutes, man, and you're attacking-minded player like Saka, every time you get that ball, man, you're running at him.
Xhaka got his head on the ball.
Because if we were that club, I'd be like, hold on a second, let's go and get Matoma. Slap down £60 million or whatever it is. Straight away, go and get.
I don't want to spend on that left side. We've got Martinelli Trossard right now. That's the only side I'm
Listen, I just saw Matoma on the right hand side. I'm sure he was on the right hand side.
Yeah, he probably can.
He can listen, flex or go and get what's the player that was from Bayer Leverkusen, the black brother, Diaby, Musa Diaby. Go and get him. Go and get him and say, look, Saka, you're the guy at Arsenal, but you've got competition now.
How's that?
What happened at last
No,
season?
that wasn't foul.
No, he wasn't even. The guy was leaning into him.
Did Gnabry sign a new deal last season?
Yeah.
He did.
So that's
but he hasn't. But I don't think he's played as much as he would have liked this season, though.
If what's his name?
Him, bro.
I'll get Gnabry, 100%.
What's that guy's name? Mane. Go and get Mane.
I'd rather
So
Gnabry.
Mitoma, he pops
Yeah,
up
no,
all
I
over
would,
the pitch,
but I'm just saying, like a winner.
Oh, he's got him.
yeah.
He's done him.
That was too easy.
Should have been 1-0.
Should have been 1-0, Brighton.
That was worrying the way.
Same with Tomo. I was just talking about. Slap down £60 million and go.
Who did he beat? Was it Gabriel?
Ben White.
No, Gabriel, he's done him.
No, it was Ben White.
to the
he
shop.
beat.
Ben White took him to
It
the
was
shop.
Ben White.
And then Cecil really with an empty net should have, you get it on target, you score,
He
but
did him
blazed
quite
it over.
easily. Look, watch this. Showed
You
him.
know what it is though? Matoma is just very, very quick
Look at that.
with his feet though. He's just.
He is very.
You can say it's poor defending, but sometimes it's better attacking. If that makes sense.
I get you.
Like Ben White, that's poor defending. Actually, I will say that.
that's
but no, it is poor. It is poor. It is poor.
I'll tell you what was poor, the finish from Cisco.
Yeah, no, it was,
they should have been 1-0 up.
The thing about it, you look at Brighton and you take a lot of players. You take a
Yeah,
hell of a
yeah,
lot
yeah.
of
Listen,
players.
I'm telling you, I'm taking.
Their recruitment is
even
very
from
good.
Southampton. I'm taking
Lavia.
not even Lavia. What's the guy's name?
Ward-Prowse.
What's his name? No, not Ward-Prowse. The right back.
Walker
Peters.
No, Walker Peters. I'm taking Walker Peters. I'm taking him.
What about Maitland?
Well, as into the squad though, he's
Throw him out with his mother.
Ainsley's relegated 2 teams now.
yeah, but so did Ramsdale.
Yeah. No, I'm saying tongue in cheek.
Nah, man, I'm taking Walker Peters. I'm taking.
I don't rate him that high.
No,
Not
Walker
what-
Peters is-
what, to
I'm
walk
telling
into
you,
the
man.
start, not starting 11.
No,
the
I'm
squad.
telling you, Walker Peters is a good player. I'm telling you. Walker Peters. Sometimes you got to find those
If
diamonds.
you just said that you want to challenge on 2 fronts next season, I'm not sure if Walker Peters.
No, I
is what
think
you
I
want.
think he can. I think he can step up.
He's a decent
I think he can.
Premier
step
League.
That's
I
what
mean, he'll
think
stay in the
he is,
Premiership,
right?
I would imagine, but he's not
100.
going to be a top 4.
up. 100. I think.
But
for
yet
me,
you want him.
I think him.
Would you agree? He's not a top 4.
Not for me.
Not for me, neither. He's a good player.
The centre back,
Ella Kocha.
Bella Koch. Yeah. Him. He's a good player.
Yeah, you know, he looks like
He looks good, man. I like him.
See, there's good players, but then there's like top 4.
But I'm happy. Like,
Walker Peters is not in that.
no, I think he is.
Top what? Starting
think-
11?
No, not starting 11.
Oh,
Squad. I'm taking, bro. They just got relegated, so he's gonna be on what? How much? 10 million. That's a nice 7 million. That's a decent little buy.
If
For
come
Walker
on,
Peters.
Sam.
I'm not taking
If Leicester go down, are you taking any of their boys? Nobody taking my man anymore.
who, Madison?
Tielemans.
Tillemans on a free this summer.
Free. That's what I'm saying.
Would you take him?
If I knew that, you know, like we had spent big in other areas, and I was like, you know what, let's take a shrewd signing. Why not?
Arsenal have just dropped off a little. Is it me or
Do you know
have
what?
they?
Both teams are pressing. This game is just like
Tactical.
Yeah.
There's been quite a few fouls in the game.
Yeah.
As well.
It's gone out for a throw-in, I believe, to Brighton. Yep.
That keeper though, he's very good with his feet though, isn't it? Steal.
He's only just come in recently.
Yeah, he has. Yeah. Because they had the
See what I mean about
these fouls.
a lot of fouls, man. It's a niggly game.
even Brighton. Look what they've done. They've got 3 players in Milner, João Pereira, Pedro, sorry, and they've got another guy the other day. Who was the other guy? Someone will put it in the chat. Who else did they bought? They bought someone else. They got Milner, Pedro, and they bought somebody else the other day. Well, they've got 3 players, and the season isn't even done.
I know of them two. I don't know who the third one is.
They bought somebody the other day.
Dahoud.
Oh yeah, Dahoud from. But is it Borussia Dortmund? Yeah, the German guy. They bought 3 players.
Oh, I
in.
saw that. Yeah.
Thanks to the chat for that one.
Thank you. But they're on it. We need to be, and as Laurie said, as everyone said, we've got Champions League now. Go in full throttle.
Come on.
No,
Well done.
Back post.
nice.
Smash it.
Oh, come on, man. Why are you, man, communicating? I don't understand.
You seem like you didn't shout for that.
Another opportunity caused by Brighton trying to play out from the back. That's going to be their
We've made
Achilles
nothing
heel.
of it again.
Nothing.
Huh?
We've made nothing of it again.
Well, yeah, but that's going to be their Achilles heel, you know.
Still
They
ain't had
keep-
to make a save.
But you see what I talk about when I say, is that the right? Casado's playing right back as well. I forgot. Look at that, and he's playing it effortlessly. God, I'm telling you, bro, come to the carpet.
that's a good
Look at
ball.
that play.
In our box,
come on.
but we've got it and cleared it.
This is a good matchup, you know. 2 good teams.
Yeah.
Brighton back on the ball, playing out of defence, high up.
That's what I said. I did the live on Friday, and everybody was bringing all these stats. Declan Rice does this. I said, what does your eye test tell you? What do your eyes tell you when you see?
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I rate Rice. Man.
Yeah, listen, man.
bro.
Listen, I told you.
I like Rice.
I'll take Rice as well.
I told you. I do like Rice.
Today.
I do like rice, but I like it with chicken. I like it with saltfish. I like it with anything.
Oh, Mitoma!
On the football pitch.
Look how you've done it again, Laurie.
No, but I get worried when I see that guy on the edge of the box like that, man.
I want it.
Look at this guy. Look at he probably made sure he came all the way here so you could see that.
The Little Mermaid's in the building.
No. He's come from the Queen Vic, innit? EastEnder. He's come from the Queen Vic, mate.
Cecil G's in the building.
So my thing is with Rice though is I do like the fact that he is a captain, and I do feel like we need more players with that kind of mentality.
Right, I'm gonna ask you a question though, Dex. Is it? Oh, that's. Let me just see if this gets. Yeah, that's it. Is he a captain or is he just the best player for West Ham?
No, apparently he's got good leadership skills.
Both. I think he is a good.
I heard Jack has got good leadership skills.
He has.
Yeah, but Xhaka's leadership skills have helped us. They might not be the greatest leadership skills for the club.
I heard Zinchenko's got good leadership skills.
No, but I think with
you know who else has? You know who else?
Someone like Declan Rice.
You know who else?
You're looking at that next phase of player that's going to take you.
You know who else had good leadership skills? Apparently, Gallas, and I saw him crying on the pitch.
That's mad. No.
So, I'm just asking, is he only the captain because Mark Noble and it's like firm, or is he actually?
But don't you think to counter that though, it's always good to have more players who are leaders than one leader of players that.
My man's got something against Declan Rice.
And I could also say sometimes you got too many hands in the pot.
Isn't it?
Cooking.
Yeah, but don't you think
it's personal?
Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like it's better to have more players with that elite mentality than one captain and everybody around you is weak.
Do Man City have that?
They've got leaders all over the gap.
Name me them, because I don't think they do.
Gundogan.
I think Haaland's a leader.
No,
Gundogan's a leader.
There's no way Haaland's a leader. I'm sorry.
You don't think he leads from the front?
No. That's what I'm saying. A
With
good
that
player.
mentality.
No,
you don't think?
No. I don't think Haaland.
Oh, it's dangerous.
Or Brighton.
I told you.
Was that
Brighton.
Ferguson?
Oh.
Who was that? Was
Diaz.
That was Ferguson, man.
Yeah, was that McAllister? Oh yeah, it is.
Ferguson.
He's a brute, isn't it?
Diaz, Gundogan.
Diaz, KDB.
Yeah, Diaz.
Their whole
Gundogan.
spine, I'd say, is like.
Yeah, but okay, you just named 5 for Arsenal, right? And I'm saying, how many do Man City have?
Yeah, but remember as well that Man City have got the experience, and we've got 5 for Arsenal, but they haven't been playing.
De Bruyne, I would say he's a leader as well.
Yeah.
We're very quick to label leadership at Arsenal as well.
That's what I'm trying to say.
When Jesus and Zinchenko came in, I get it, because they've come from a title-winning side. They've been around Pep. They've been around that Man City squad, and they've played their part in it. And they've come to Arsenal, where all of that experience, in comparison to the experience our players have, is second to none. But then when it comes to the end of the season, and you look at how their leadership fared, that's where you kind of realise that, hold on, they need leaders above them to be able to...
But then don't you think it counts for something to have like a fighting spirit?
Yeah, fighting spirit.
That's not a leader though.
Yeah, that might not be, but I'd rather in the games that we fell off, so against your West Hams, I'd rather have Rice on the pitch, who I know is just going to leave everything there. Do you get what I'm saying? Than players who I think are going to hide. We've had good players, who have hidden. Over the years. Over the years, we've had your Ozils, like players who are. I'm sick of having talented players who hide on the pitch.
Has anyone hidden this season?
I'd rather have the players who want to work hard and want to.
Has anyone hidden this season?
What's that?
Has anyone hidden this season? Do you think?
Throughout the course, no, but in certain moments,
in the big games,
some of the moments.
I don't know if hiding is the right thing to say, but I'd say not turning up.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't say that they.
Yeah, because when you said the word hidden, I thought that was a bit harsh.
Yeah, maybe not hidden, but in terms of like players that, all right, cool, it's a big game, we know that we need to turn up. I'd rather have those players than players who are just good but don't turn up in the big games. Because, like I said, we've
Look
seen
at that
over
Billy
the
Gilmore, shortest man on the pitch, trying to mark
Laurie's
Xhaka.
very funny, you know. Anytime, yeah,
That's a
someone
joke.
says something funny, he's like, who? State names. Yeah.
No, because oh, good delivery. Oh, unlucky.
Hey, Laurie, you're
Look, he wants you to name and shame.
Yeah,
Come on,
man.
first time.
Oh, that's a good delivery too.
Laurie's too funny, you know. Freaking hell, man.
Still in
Oh! Shoot! Yeah! Oh!
Just
Unlucky,
right from
Saka.
It looked like him.
But don't you think over the years we've had?
Yeah,
we've
certainly
seen
over the
Arsenal
years.
teams
I thought you
that
meant
are
like this
quality,
season. Yeah,
quality
yeah,
teams like good, well, decent players. But when it comes to the crunch, they haven't got the mentality. Wouldn't you rather have the players that have got?
Yeah, they're going to
more-
leave it all on the line. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm with you.
That's one thing I don't think you can say about Declan Rice. though.
That's
He
where
looks
I
like-
would
he
take.
looks
I mean,
like-
I don't know what Caicedo's like in terms of in the crunch games.
You know what I liked about Caicedo? Which
That's good pressure.
First time.
Why into him, though?
Dude, that dude,
He's got someone on his back.
That was stupid.
Oh, we've had
What?
like 4 of those moments this half and created nothing from it.
Yeah, he's
Caicedo, he's a beast, you know.
He is,
athletically.
This guy's playing right back, you know.
I know.
Just out of his position.
How much was added on? Because we were on the 47th minute now.
I think, was it 3?
Was it 3 minutes? They haven't shown it on the screen. We have a super chat here from Sean. He says, I beg someone tell Goonali to give it a rest about Rice. He's so ignorant. Clearly hasn't watched him properly. We get it. You don't rate him.
Good super chat, that.
Yeah. No
How
worries,
could you
man.
not rate Declan Rice?
I didn't say that though. I didn't say
And
that.
Diallo says, I hope Zinni haters are watching. We lack control. Diallo, we're playing Brighton though. That's the thing about it. I mean, Brighton are a very good side. I wouldn't say from this half, I'd say we've missed Zinchenko. We've had about 5 opportunities.
I wouldn't say
where
that
we
at
should have
all.
had a shot on goal and we haven't.
I might say that we've actually missed Partey just breaking it up in the midfield.
That's nice play. Oh, look at that. Listen, who was that with the super chat?
Sure.
Go watch this, Sean. And sit around me in my peas.
Coming up to
Come on,
48
come on.
minutes. If it was free, I'd have done that's it
cut that
now.
back.
Back
God.
post.
Who's in the box?
What kind of are you doing, my guy?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll tell you, I was going to say before we switched up, but with Caicedo, one thing I noticed about him that I like is that, remember when there was all that speculation about him coming to Arsenal and the bid got rejected and all
Yeah,
the rest
yeah.
of it?
He's got his head down.
He got his head down and he's played, and the manager and the club have come out and said his attitude has been first class. Now that type of thing, some fans may overlook that, but from an Arsenal perspective, that is good because
That
that
was
shows
poor from Odegaard.
that he does have the proper mentality.
Saka was actually in the middle waiting for the ball and he's gone to shoot from a tight angle. I get it, you've scored a few in the last few, but don't.
Brighton are good, you know, but they just keep playing it out from the.
That's going to be their undoing in this game, you know. I'm telling you now.
keep-
That's
to
cheeky. That's
frustrate.
even a yellow.
There must be more than 3 added on because we're coming up to 49 minutes on the
To be
clock.
fair, I thought I saw 4.
But Martinelli was down
Yeah,
for a little
yeah,
while.
and he
innit?
went
So-
down.
I thought I saw 4 minutes.
So did Odegaard at the start of the game, remember?
Yeah,
When he
yeah,
took
early
the
on.
ball straight in the
Might even be
face.
5 minutes, but apologies, people. They haven't shown on the screen how long it's been added on. So we've passed the 49-minute mark. Referee still hasn't blown, so it must be 5.
Come on.
Nice, Saka
Take him on
1-on-1.
now.
Let's
Bring
go.
it
Go on,
in,
run at
bring
him,
it
run
in.
at him. He can't foul you. Go on.
In.
That's it.
Nice, Saka.
Cross it now.
I thought he had it.
That's great. That's great defending by that the DM that was there though. It's good positioning, I should say.
To be honest, I'm glad Saka ran at him and
Yeah.
beat him because that's the first time in a little while that I've
Well, this is
seen
what I was saying earlier. When you got a guy booked like that, he's vulnerable.
Take it
Go
to
for
him.
it.
Go again
that was
now.
good
Go
play.
again.
Ben White in,
That's a
headed
poor
out.
cross. See that cross there by Ben? That was one of those where the man he doesn't really look up, does he? He just puts it
That's a
in
poor
there.
header as well.
Poor.
Referee
That is
checking
not a
the
yellow.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
Go wide.
What are you doing, bro?
Yeah. So how long is the extra?
Half time, 5 minutes we're added on. And
Straight
yeah,
game.
it's 0-0. Quite a frustrating half, to be honest, because we've had moments where we should have really created at least a shot on goal, a shot on top. We should have really scored. You know, in terms of pressing them, playing at the back, we've done well, but we haven't made any of the opportunities that have been handed to us.
It's interesting because Brighton have had actually far more possession than we've had in this game, 64% to our 36. which is 2/3 of the possession.
That's why Diallo probably said missing Zinni because of the control in the midfield. But then Dex said Partey more than.
But then, having said that, we've had 8 shots on goal to their 3, 1 shot on target each.
And what save do you remember from Steele? Even them shots on goal weren't really.
Not really, no.
You can't really remember a big save that he had to make.
Well, it's a fairly even game though, I think, overall.
It is quite even, yeah. Still 45 to play. It's half-time, people. It's 0-0. Before we switch over to the half-time show, if you're thinking about your next holiday, then check this out.
If you're travelling soon, why pay more? Just change your location before you travel so that you can explore local prices on accommodation, flights, car rentals and events. Once you're in your destination country, you can change your location back to the UK. So it's easy to access your emails, banking and subscriptions. Click the link to unlock your internet freedom with NordVPN. And with the AFTV special, you can save even more. Click the link to be invincible.
What's going on, people? We are back for the halftime show. Myself and Nick. You haven't seen me yet, so I've arrived. Forgive me, I've been watching from the beginning, but if you haven't seen me, I've been, as someone mentioned earlier, the Little Mermaid film premiere, but it's not about that. It's about the halftime show and getting you the information that you need at this halftime point. It is 0-0. I heard Laurie read out some of the stats as well, just as we was coming over to the show, and he spoke about the possession. He spoke about, shots on target, and I can't remember too many big chances. There's only 1 on target from Brighton. Arsenal had 1 as well. The possession is very, very interesting. 62% to Brighton and a 38% to Arsenal. It seems like Arteta's changing his tactics in the sense of, like what we saw at Newcastle, being aware that Brighton are good on the ball. They're good at playing out back. Pep said it as well, they're one of the best at playing out from the back. So Arsenal just picking their moments. We've had some chances in this game. It's sad to see Martinelli go off from Caicedo. That challenge should have been a yellow card, by the way. It's very clumsy from Caicedo. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts in the first half. Nick, I want to obviously get some of the information you've written down. I know you've been here from the beginning and have come across a few times, but yeah, what have you made of that first half?
I actually quite like what I saw in the first half tactically. I was saying to the boys before, we're not pressing the goalkeeper. We know how good they are from playing out from the back. So what we're doing is we're just sitting off and letting them get that first pass out. It's the second pass when it comes out, we're able to make a lot of interceptions and then mount our counter-attacks from there. Just sort of between the half line, just between the centre circle and the 18-yard box, Brighton's 18-yard box, we're nicking the ball quite a lot in there, and it's really good. We've just been poor with the finishing. That's where things have really let us down. Yep. I think tactically it's been quite good. And like you say, it's another evolution from the Newcastle game. I said last week as well, this team is still maturing. Arteta is still maturing. They're learning on the job. And I think Brighton have been, although they've had a lot of possession, it's a very flattering statistic. That's been mostly the goalkeeper, the centre-backs. It's been in their half, and we forced them to go long and play a game that they don't really want to play. Now, they do have a big target man up there in Ferguson. He's pretty good. So when they do go long, they can create things, but they haven't really been able to play the kind of football that they want. The one real problem I've seen from our perspective is that Cisco was burning Ben White for pace. He's been very well this half. After we made the substitution for Trossard, 5-10 minutes later, they actually switched. And Mitoma went over, and then Mitoma was also burning Ben White for pace. So he's really struggling with the speed of those two wingers. But other than that, I think a lot of this stuff plays into our hands quite well. We just need to finish better.
What things would you highlight that are playing into our hands? Because obviously there's a yellow card being picked up by Brighton, and Saka's down that side, and we haven't really seen him run at the fullback until that kind of last 5-10 minutes of the half. So we need to see more of that going into the second half, and obviously Trossard getting in the game as well. Jesus, I think, has been a little bit sloppy, just a little bit since, in that first half. I think if we tighten up going forward a bit more, we should be able to get this game over the line. But what's been the positives so far in that first half then? Was it the yellow card that Brighton picked up and Saka kind of building into the game?
There is that, and our chance creation has been pretty good.
True.
So we are creating chances, and I think it's difficult. We are a team that is very used to dominating the ball. I think one of the only times we didn't dominate the ball was Man City, and obviously we know how that game went. So we're not used to not dominating the ball. The guys are used to being warm, having quite a few chances. Not as soon as Trossard came on, but once he came on, he went direct, got a shot. I think the keeper just tipped it onto the crossbar. So he's probably been one of our more positive players, and obviously he's against his old team and his old manager, so he's going to want some get back. There's some added motivation for him there. But yeah, there's a real platform for us to build on. But if we do not get a goal in the next 10-15 minutes, first 10-15 minutes of the second half, I think Brighton will be quite to get to 60
Do you think they're going to build in confidence, Brighton? I think everything's going to be a bit worrying.
To get to 60 minutes at the Emirates and not have conceded a goal, I think is very impressive. Yeah, especially if one of our main players going off as well. He obviously misses the opportunity to be the highest scorer, and he's one goal away, Martinelli, from being the highest scoring Brazilian in one single Premier League season. So that's really disappointing. But I think even though it's been sloppy and they've been not under the cosh, but they haven't played their type of football, getting to 60 minutes without conceding at the Emirates is really impressive for Brighton's side.
Talk to me about the midfield quickly there, Nick, as well, because obviously Partey's not starting. He's obviously on the bench. Jorginho he's back in again from last week, and people would have said about, that's where most games are won and lost, in that midfield or in defence, and we've got Jorginho in there. Do you think it's fine with that? Are you worried going into the second half, or do you think it's been perfect after what we saw in Newcastle last week, that midfield actually won their battles? Do you think you'll see that again going forward in the second half? Are we missing Partey? Are we missing those sort of players or not? Or Zinchenko as well as he comes in there?
I don't think we're missing Partey hugely, just because we're forcing them to go long and they're hitting long diagonals over to their target men. So they're skipping out our midfield entirely. So the guys up front doing the pressing, they're doing a big favour to our midfield by not making them get into these physical duels in the first place, because the ball's going right over the top. There's a shout, you could make an argument Zinchenko could step in and control the ball a little bit more, but we don't have the ball hugely at the moment. The one time that Trossard did step in and managed to get that shot and hit the crossbar, it came because Tierney was the one bombing up and actually overlapping. So that's what we get. But what we need to do is get Trossard and Saka on the ball a lot more. With Ødegaard and Jesus, they're not showing huge amounts of experience and composure because they haven't got the ball. When the ball falls to their feet, they're snapping at their shots. They're trying to get things off a little bit quickly. Ødegaard, we saw just before the half-time whistle, hit one across the box, and not really sure if it was a pass or a shot, really. It was a little bit speculative, and he did have Jesus completely open in the midfield to pass the ball to. So they just need to find a little bit of composure, pick our spot, and we can get our way through this game here.
100%. Now listen, you can see this, the stats on your screen as we're at this halftime show. You can see it to left-hand side there. We've gone through a few of them already, but obviously Brighton are outpassing us with a higher percentage of possession as well. At home, some may see it as a worry. I don't know how you guys feel. I've mentioned it many a times in previews with Robbie and saying at home, I don't think we're actually as good as we are away. I know the record will say we've won more games at home than we have away. But I feel more comfortable away, and it kind of shows when we're playing at home. The percentages show it, the stats show it. The second half needs to be a big one from the boys. I don't really see any changes to be made. It's a shame Martinelli had to leave the field due to Caicedo's tackle. But listen, going into the second half, we need to step up another level. I have liked in this first half though, Martin Ødegaard shooting from far again. I think last season a lot of people wanted to see him take more shots. We saw it last week against Newcastle, scored a great goal. I saw it in the first half of this game as well. He tried to take a chance, just skimmed past the post. So we need to see more of that. I'm gonna address my attire. I did mention at the start of this, and I know this is the information station, this is the halftime show. We have given you the information from the first half, but I have come from a film premiere. I was in a film. The Little Mermaid is out very soon. I am in there, and I've just come straight from Leicester Square. So if you're wondering why I'm in this attire, come on, man's got to style a little bit.
I didn't know you were in. You're actually in the movie.
I'm in the film. So
I never knew that.
So I filmed 2 years ago when I started at AFTV. Robbie allowed me to film for the film as well. And yeah, I'm in it, bro. You see me. Wow. I saw myself on the screen, big screen.
I'll make that my priority to go and
go check it out. Yeah, come on, people will say I'm an actor, so what? Might as well book a feature film. But yeah, no, listen, it's all good. We are. The second half will be back in a little while, but it has been. It's something to get worried about. I think that first half. I think it's a goalless first half, and it's something you've got to look at going forward. Where, like you mentioned, Arsenal need to score the first goal pretty soon, because we the first half of the season we were very clinical straight away, very quick at scoring goals. So yeah, and in this second half we need to do that, because Brighton will grow confidence in this game. They will realise, they're not this all fear inside. It's not like the game when we played them at our place where it was high intensity, high goal scoring straight away. It was we got them here, so we need to get a goal very early on. I don't know who you're looking at to get that goal, Nick, or who you think is going to be the most convincing in getting a goal coming into the second half. Who comes to mind of what you've seen?
I think Ødegaard is not guaranteed, but he's probably my favourite to get a goal. Like you say, again, another player who is maybe not growing through the season is the wrong way to put it. He started the season very well. He was quiet for the middle portion of the season, and then he started to kind of come back a little bit towards the end of the season. And like you say, adding more and more goals to his game. The guys on the sofas are talking about whether he can continue this next season. I think someone of his class, 100%, he can continue this type of thing next season. But he has to finish the season strongly and keep getting those shots off. He's got such good technique on that. And the other player is Saka, up against a fullback who is on a yellow card. The guys on sofa were complaining that it happens often and he doesn't get these guys red cards.
Very true.
He's a real pure footballer, Saka, and he doesn't do a lot of the dark arts, and maybe that's where he can progress a little bit in his game.
Remind me your first person that you mentioned?
Odegaard.
So Martin Odegaard, top most goals in the Premier League season scored by a midfielder, excluding penalties. There's a stat there for you guys, and that just shows he's our captain. He needs to be a leader in the second half. And I used to rely on Saka all the time to get us out of these sort of situations. No, we're not losing, of course, but Martin Odegaard, you're the captain. We need you to step up like you did at Newcastle as well, and hopefully you can get him a goal and continue that. I didn't even know. I'm reading it right here. Top most goals in the Premier League season by a midfielder, bar the penalties. It's a good stat to have.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people will be keeping a close eye on Caicedo today, especially when we've been linked with him. I know Gunnar Lee and Robbie and there's Declan Rice talking. There's beef. There's arguments. Caicedo in that first half. Is there someone that you gonna see come to us? Someone you want to see?
I think it's between him and Rice. I go back and forth on it. There's a number of things, and a lot of the things I go back and forth on are not necessarily on the pitch things. It's more about their CV, their profile of player. Neither of them have any Champions League pedigree, which is where we're heading to next season. So there are lots of things to consider, and ultimately I back Arteta to make the right decision. But yeah, and I think we're seeing him play fullback as well. We're seeing him play a different role. He's covering almost two positions, dropping into the midfield and showing what he can do, and that will go in his favour against Rice in terms of winning the heart of Mikel Arteta, because we know he likes players that can play multiple positions.
Correct. That's a big thing that Arteta always looks for. I'm going to read some super chats as we come into the end of the halftime show. Diallo says, "I hope Zinni haters are watching. We lack control." Very interesting. We'll get your thoughts on these after. Jay Further J says, "Been solid off the ball, but pretty naff on it." Big Six Factor says Mikel Arteta out. Obviously, it's probably a joke there. Big Six Factory, sorry, not Factor. Big Six Factory says Mikel Arteta out. Rye26_96 says, "Ria, good evening, Mr. Cecil. The attire 100. Thank you very much. We're doing a lot of big things." I want to quickly just highlight that Diallo super chat there. "I hope Zinni haters are watching. We lack control." Do you subscribe to that? Is there a lack of control in that midfield?
I think.
Or is this part of Mikel Arteta? What he's set up to do?
I think it's part of the game plan. I understand what Diallo is saying, because it's a very different game plan to what we normally play. And to be honest with you, as much as some people might disagree with this, 3 games of the season left. Some people, maybe the majority of people, think the season's done and we're not winning the league.
Yeah.
This is an opportunity here to try something different, to get a bit of an understanding of the flexibility in the team. The reality is Tierney cannot do Zinchenko's job, so we're going to have to play a slightly different style. And I don't think Tierney's been too bad. He's been good defensively. And like I say, getting up and overlapping, but he needs to do a little bit more of that.
100%. Listen, I need to see the boys come out again, really, really ferocious and fast. And I know Brighton dominated a lot of that possession, but they were sloppy as well. They will give us chances. This Brighton side will always give you chances, and I know that for a fact. So we need to take control of them. There was some, like I said, the outside the shooting from Martin Odegaard. We saw Gabriel Jesus hit it from a tight angle at the front post of the keeper. So there is chances. We have to take them. I saw Brighton zip one across the box, and you saw I forgot who it was who hit it over the bar, but it might be in Cecil. So that is it's a worry, but I believe Arsenal can go on and win this game. I think there's no signs of complete fear from that. I don't think anyone should be fearing this second half. But it's time to head back to the panel on the Matchday Live. Thank you for joining us for this halftime show. We're back throughout the game. Thank you very much. Heading back over to the main couch.
Somewhere in London, and it's looking pretty red. Lee Judges is attempting to score some new content. He's got to get past a hacker, malware, and password attacks. Lee takes off. But look, the hacker sends password attacks towards Lee. He's dispossessed of all his passwords and data. He goes again, but he's hacked to the ground. Look at Lee's in pain, and they're mocking him. Wait, he's got a last-minute transfer deal. He's got NordVPN on his team now. I mean, is that even legal? Oh, that's next generation encryption, absolutely blinding the opposition. And the fastest VPN on the planet flies past password attacks, takes down the ball and scores! That's fresh content on your favourite streaming services. You're protected on multiple devices, back of the net. Just change your location in the app. Go to nordvpn.com/AFTV now.
And we're back, people. The players are coming out for the second half. Like I said, I've got the super chats from earlier saves, so let me get into them. Jay Federer has been solid off the ball, but pretty naff on it. William said, big up to the panel. It's not our last chance for the Premier League, not by a long shot. We have to invest in the right players in the summer and go again next season. Big Ash, don't forget these did come in quite a while ago. Said if City win all their games, what is more painful? Losing the league, dropping points to Southampton and West Ham, or on goal difference? Because we lose it either way. This inexcusable to drop points Southampton and West Ham. So the goal difference one would hurt a lot more for sure, but more understandable than the way we have lost it.
I do think we also have to bear in mind though, if we do fall short, which it looks like, it's probably going to. It's not like you're up against a regular team, you know. I mean, I think City are going to go on and win the Champions League. I mean, if you are going to finish runner-up to a team, then City. Seriously, if you finish runners-up to City and you push them, there's no disgrace in that at all. City are a phenomenal team.
Drawing 3-3 at home to Southampton is a disgrace.
But it's very quickly to isolate some results.
That's a disgrace. I'm sorry. Even West Ham 2-0 up and you let them back in it. Not good, but we've got a corner here.
Would you lot have made any subs?
Not yet.
Nah.
Because again, you look at our bench and think,
poor corner, man.
Because Martinelli's already come off for Trossard. And
how frustrating is that, man?
That's
you get a
poor
set piece
corner.
and it goes straight to the. Don't get past the first man. That's so frustrating.
Just good header from my right back.
Wow.
Right. It's passing the test, man.
in possession, Jorginho on the ball.
Switch
Couple more. Gareth says, Lee, we're hanging on by a fingernail, but we have to believe. And Cliff said, next year, we'll be lucky to make top 4. This year, everyone else had poor starts. Won't happen next season. You wrap Mikel Arteta in cotton wool.
No, I don't believe that. But I will say, do you know what? I didn't talk about him enough in the first half. I thought Kivior was slightly good. I thought he was good. I thought Kivior he did his job. He kind of he helped out when he needed to.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I thought Kivior was good. I thought he was.
I mean,
good.
yeah, he's been decent.
And
I don't know if there's much difference between him and Holding in this game in terms of how he's being tested.
There is a big.
What do you think? What do you think? If Holding was playing, that we would have conceded or something?
No, I'm just saying. I think he's a much better player.
Yeah, generally, but I think Holding could have played this game and.
I'll be honest with you, right? And this is something that I said to Turkish, so I'm not being wise after the event. I couldn't understand why he had not been brought in earlier. I mean, if you think about when we got him, I read a lot of stuff praising the man, saying how quick, how strong he was. He had the experience of being a Polish international. He's been to the World Cup. I couldn't understand why it had taken us so long to bring him into the team.
These are the things that I think Arteta will learn and has to get better at. When you're bringing in players, when you're taking out players.
And I know he was given a Europa League start, wasn't he, and it didn't go the best. But even so, man, you got.
You know what? I feel
playing
dumb,
that from the back again.
I was like, yeah, this guy still is good with his feet. He's dead. How many times has he done this? I'm mad. I was like, yeah, he's good with his feet.
I think this is the way we're going to score against him, man. Seriously.
He's made
the
like
amount
4
of
mistakes.
times.
How many times has he done that?
He can't keep doing this.
What the hell was I smoking?
On another given day, that hits Jesus in the chest,
and goes
drops nicely for him to
just miss it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say with Jesus. Well,
gets it, blows
man will
it
try
wide.
and do some, cheeky little no-look finish, and it will go crossbar thing.
You need to keep that press high on them, man. Seriously, because I can see it. Look at him. He's deliberating. He don't know which one to go to.
I can't believe how many times.
See, this is when he should be going long now. You see that?
He's giving a ball away and stuff.
Actually, that was a good ball through.
2 passes.
Watch that run now. Watch that run.
It's 3-on-3.
Well done.
That's good defending. Is that Kivior again? See, Kivior. No, I think Kivior's been good, man.
Bring it up.
And that's Tierney.
Well done.
See, look at that. That's Kieran Tierney for you.
No, that was a very good play.
Nice.
Good.
Gone.
This is good.
Nice. Xhaka's on the ball.
Look for Odegaard now.
Where's the overlap? Why is Tierney not bombing forward like that?
It does feel a little
That's a
bit
good
like
point.
a bit like
Oh,
a
we just-
friendly though. Like
It's
a
just
bit.
stationary.
Go on, run at him, run at him.
No, he's on the other side though, so it's not the.
Nice.
Oh,
He's offside. Is that
No,
off?
no, it looked like he might have been on, you know. Oh,
Was it
reference,
offside?
Linesman did say.
Yeah, I think. it was
How
off,
did
yeah.
Tierney not bomb on there?
Looked like he looks like he was told to stay back.
Yeah.
I don't think that was offside, but obviously I only sort of real-time action.
Do you think the players are a little bit like, they saw the result earlier, just
Potentially.
going through the motions a bit? 'Cause
Potentially. I hope not, because they should just be fighting until the end. But
Oh, that's a good ball over the top there.
psychologically, that win would have been damaging, man.
Oh, he's gone past him again a bit, hasn't it? He fancies it against Ben White, you
But
know.
what are you doing, cuz?
that was poor.
A better ball than Brighton.
Oh,
Bro.
Well, not even a better
1-0
ball.
Brighton.
Bro, why did
1-0
we
to
just
Brighton.
stop?
Did
we just stop?
Bearman just stopped.
No, but you know what was
They
worrying for
just
me?
stopped, bro.
And Cecil,
I said
1-0
it
Brighton.
earlier in the piece, the way Matuma had gone past
Bro, I
Ben
thought
White.
something happened. Like, they just stopped.
That's a disappointing goal to give away, that is.
The dagger in the heart is here.
Were we expecting an offside there? Because they just seemed to stop playing.
Just stopped
They
playing,
couldn't
but look
be
at
an
this
offside. I
spread
don't
up,
understand
man.
what
All right, man,
they're going
jeez,
for.
like, what are you doing?
And Cecil makes it 1-0 to Brighton. 50 minutes on the clock.
Look at Matuma here. Very good.
Ball over the top. Matoma picks it up.
Goes past him once. Waits for the man. It's very intelligent play there.
Bro,
Look, we stood still.
it's because
Look,
my
we
man went down, innit? That's
Yeah, but why is everyone stopping for him?
Yeah.
Get back in the fucking position. Like, what? Someone goes down and everyone.
that,
This is what I mean,
Jorginho?
man.
Who's number 15?
look.
Who's that? Who goes down?
They just left it.
Kivio.
Is he, yeah, but if he's injured, he's injured. Why is the other stopped though?
That's the point.
To be fair though, I mean, that's unfortunate because he appears to be injured. Should he have stood up though and waited until there was a
like,
break in play
sometimes
before you go down?
You just,
I don't
if you
know what
don't
happened
know,
to him.
yeah, you don't know, innit?
We don't know the seriousness of the injury, but to me,
Listen, man.
if you're a lion,
Yeah, but everyone else has gone sleep
Nah,
there.
come on, man. That's
Ridiculous.
what's up?
Nah, you can't. Like, if he's down, he's down. You've got to
No,
go
but
down.
he what I'm saying is, should he have stood up and waited for the ball to go out then?
But I'm saying he's got a man's got a thing in the Achilles. He's gone down straight away.
How do you know this is a kid?
Yeah, but
rolled
like
his ankle.
Trossard
Yeah,
just
you have
left
to.
him as well, bro.
Someone's
Like, they
rolled his ankle,
literally
that's
just
what
left him
You
there.
can see the man's in pain even now. Look, you can't just expect him to stand up. Like that's not. I don't think that's normal. If I drop a weight on my foot, am I gonna be like? "Bleh," I just quit walking around. No, I'm gonna be on the floor. No, like, hey, that's life. That's normal.
That analogy was mad, though.
That's normal
How are
behaviour.
you going to drop a weight on your foot playing football?
No, but my point is that if someone's gone
No, I
down
hear
in
you,
your
I hear you,
Achilles,
I hear you.
you're like that's where the instant pain is, isn't it? Like, so you're like, I'm going to that problem area. The neurons go down from your
Well,
brain.
it looks
to that
all right
area.
now.
As it stands right now, if we
Stupid
lose
goal,
this
though.
game and City beat
Another
Chelsea
goal
next week,
conceded at home.
they win the league.
Listen, man, it's the dagger we needed, man. So
Okay, I hear what you're saying, Lee, but I bet you there's going to be a lot of ex-pros in that are saying, boy...
I don't believe one ex-pro is going to say, they will be like, yeah, do you know what? My Achilles, if someone's gone down on my Achilles.
Bro, if that was his Achilles, he would not be continuing
rolled
this
his
game.
ankle.
yeah,
stepped
whatever
on
it was,
someone's
yeah,
foot
like
and rolled
that,
his
but that is such a normal behaviour. You roll your ankle, if you get studied, or something, you don't
over the
stand
gap.
up.
All
Yeah,
over the
Come
gap.
on, bro. Matoma's just killing these lot, bro.
that's a foul. That's stupid.
That's a stupid
That
foul
was a
as well,
stupid
bro.
foul.
You said that, and the man's chatting about Achilles, the man's playing on run there.
Yes, but in the moment, even if I don't get it. If you chuck your finger in a door, you can still go on after a couple of minutes. But in that moment, you're gonna stop and be, you try and get rid of the pain.
Depends what you're made of, bro.
Nah, come on, Laurie, man. I think that's, bro. I don't know, man.
Man on.
Listen, everyone else has got different thresholds of pain, I'll give you that. But I'm telling you now, Tony Adams and them man there,
Now I get Laurie's point.
they would have stood up
Very fine.
and taken the thing after.
Well, boy, I
You
don't
see
know.
me?
it seemed like everybody else went to sleep as well, though.
No, but the gap was created by him dropping. That was what allowed in Cecil to have the free header. You see what I'm saying?
Do you know what? I can't even get back.
If you're a warlord,
this was done anyway.
perhaps you stay on your feet. You know what I'm saying, Turkish?
No, I get you 100%.
You know what? You know what? I
100%.
think what was it when John Terry got kicked in the head by Diaby, man? You know what? That's stupid.
He's a
man.
warrior, though.
He should have got up. He should have just got up, man.
John Terry.
You know, he's a warrior, man. So he
A
should have
warrior,
just got up.
brethren, you know what I mean?
He should have just got up. He should have just got up and carried on, man. Forget the concussion. Just
This
get
is
up.
what I'm saying about different thresholds of pain. Some man will, even if they're getting their face kick off, they're going to play through it, and you know what I mean? That's the difference. I'm not saying he should have. I'm just saying that people are going to ask that question.
Foul on Jorginho.
It's a stupid question to ask, to be honest. You get.
It's a bad start for us, bro. We needed to get that first goal.
Super chat from Jared says, nah, man, not when the ball's in the box. Unacceptable. Tony and Sol would never.
Yep.
And Asua, just before the goal went in, said, I've not felt this level of excitement in a season like I have in this. If we keep improving like we have every year under Arteta, the future looks promising.
Exciting.
All about recruitment, man.
I think Reece needs to come on for Saka though, man.
Where?
Better. Well done, Jesus. Something.
This is what I was saying. That you can't keep blaming like the man that ain't even getting minutes.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a big one. Then next season, like I said to Dexter earlier, we need to challenge, go to the latter stages of the Champions League and win something. All in the same season. This summer, we need to use what we've done this season to bring in marquee signings, experience, ready-made quality.
Look at that! Look at them! They're literally
that's
popping it
too
around like
easy.
it's party, like it's.
But you know what as well, bro? Like, this is the thing. Like, I don't just want to get back in the Champions League to just be going out last 16 and like, otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah.
Do you get, like, surely the end goal has to be to compete, to win the Champions
Didn't
League
Arteta
as well.
say something like that recently? I think Arteta said something like that recently.
Okay, yeah.
I
Like,
think he said something like, it's not about making up the numbers, it's about being ready for it.
yeah, man. Like, if we're going to be in the Champions League, then let's, like, go as far as we can. Let's try and win it. Otherwise, there's no point in just being there. You look at what Tottenham have done over the last few years. They're just there, but not done anything, not won anything outside of it.
They're winning everything now, Brighton. On the attack again. It's going to go out to Matoma.
You know what they say at Turkish? It's the old adage, isn't it? Goals change games. All of a sudden, Brighton got the goal. The confidence level's
Listen,
gone
man,
up another 10%.
They'll say I'm not an Arsenal fan, but this is the dagger we needed, bro.
It's not over yet. It's still early.
This is the dagger we needed, man.
It's only 57
I don't
minutes
wanna hear
into a
no more
90-minute
title
game.
talk. I don't want to hear no more. If they lose this game, it's done.
It was done before we kicked the ball today, to be honest.
Finish, man. Come on, man. It's done.
These man, bro. Swear, man.
It's done, man.
Yeah, you can tell everyone's dejected.
And
now.
look, what did I say? Do you feel like even the players haven't really come out like, bro, they should be, if they believe, and this is one thing.
I do think you do make an interesting point there, you know, because I was kind of thinking it.
It's almost like a testimonial.
I was kind of thinking that myself. There is a little bit of lacking in intensity.
They should be fighting. They should be.
It looks like
These men have just conceded 4 goals, yeah? So you should be like, yo,
5.
Get up,
5
bro.
goals. You should be like, yeah, I'm coming for these men. Like, and
No,
in the match.
what you've said is not way off, because I kind of, that thought went through my mind. I thought, okay.
Cut in.
Even
Oh,
when,
that's good, cross.
even when we saw Tierney not overlapping, okay, it could be an instruction, but it also could just be maybe he just
not
didn't
on it.
overlap.
Yeah.
You're just not on it. Man, that's just season done, man. Yeah, my team just did the same thing as well, literally. Yeah, man, it's done, man. Like, as I said, fantastic season overall, but we fell short, man. When you get to the top, you got to be critical, man. It's been critical. How many shots has Gabriel Jesus had on number 9? How many shots has he had in this game?
If I was Arteta now, I'd be looking to make subs now.
How many shots has Trossard
He's
had?
got to make the subs.
One, I believe.
I think Partey's
Yeah, he had
getting
the one
coming,
that-
hasn't he?
that
How many
one-
shots has Saka had? Odegaard. This is like a testimonial.
Partey's coming on. Who else?
Is that Reece?
Reece. Or at least the manager is looking to be proactive. Danny Welbeck's coming on for Brighton.
That's a great move as well. I think he's going to stretch the pitch.
That is.
He's going to. That's a great. That's smart. And he's keeping on Ferguson as well.
He's taking off Billy Gilmore. He was the one at Chelsea, wasn't he? Gilmore.
Yeah.
Who's coming on and off? Well, Partey and Reece are coming on for Arsenal.
Jorginho.
Yeah, Jorginho.
Xhaka, he doesn't look happy, man.
And
And
Jorginho.
And
Jorginho.
Jorginho.
Xhaka looks pretty pissed off.
Fellow that AGT,
What's
man.
he done there then?
Yes.
I think with Reece, you're going to get a bit more energy. I definitely agree with that.
So he moved Odegaard further
You know what I
back.
might do as well? I might give Eddie a game, man. Take off Jesus. Jesus not really.
Yeah.
It's what I'm saying. If we're going to have these guys, man, they've got to play a part at some point.
Is Nelson playing centre mid?
No.
Can't be, man. Trossard has to slot into 10, Odegaard 8 or something like that, and then because that wouldn't make sense.
You would think the guy with the number 10, you would come on the pitch. If he's that good.
But this is why we need to be ruthless in the summer. If you're not relying on your backup striker, if you're not relying on your number 10, if you're not, then let's sort it out now, because now is the time to sort it out.
But I'd sooner get rid of Vieira before getting rid of Smith Rowe.
It's not about just one. It's everyone keeps saying we need 2 centre mids. Get rid of both.
Reece lost the ball there. I would say in the middle, but I don't really know where he's playing yet.
Oh,
that is not a foul.
That's
That's
a
a red.
That's giving up.
No, that was a
stupid
foul.
foul,
That was a foul.
How was that a foul?
That was a stupid.
That was a
pushed
foul.
him,
What,
pushed
him down,
bro.
bro?
Nah,
That was a
man, I
stupid
think
He
foul,
did,
bro.
guys.
So unnecessary.
He
You
pushed
didn't
him
need
down.
to do that.
I don't think that was a foul at all.
Look at it again. I'm sure you.
Listen, if it,
What,
you know,
right?
actually, no, it was a foul. It was Caicedo, so it was a foul. It was a foul.
Look, look.
It's a foul. It's a foul. It's a foul.
Because this guy's
Because my boy don't die.
That was a clear foul, bro. In a dangerous position as well, I have to say.
Listen, mate, bring him to the carpet.
We don't look like winning this game, man.
Yeah, I'd be looking at taking Jesus off as well. He hasn't really done.
How
a
many
lot.
subs we made? 3. Oh, we get 5 now, innit? Yeah.
Fuck it, man.
Eddie must be thinking like, you know what I mean?
No, I told you. Some people always got to say, oh, like, and this is my thing, right? Why it's hard to, fully believe that we can win the league. The players have to give you the drive to think that you can win, and they haven't. They haven't shown me that they want this in the last 10 games. They haven't. So.
Well, you can't say that because last week they were superb against Newcastle.
No, I'm over the course of the last whatever how many games they haven't.
But I do agree with
an added
you.
thing with the Newcastle thing, though. Let's remember what happened last season as well. I think that there was no way that they was going to go into that game.
But this is one of the teams that fucked our top 4 hopes up as well last season.
Yeah.
They've won the last 2 at the Emirates.
Yeah, true.
Knocked us out the League Cup this year, beat us 2-1 here last year.
I'm just wondering if what Lee says might be
Well
right
done.
about.
Come on.
All right, cut in and shoot.
in.
Shoot now. Oh, unlucky.
But you see, right?
That's the best moment for us.
I was
in the whole
just about to
fucking
say, this has been the
60 minutes.
best, probably other than the Trossard part moment, it's probably been the best moment.
Unlucky.
Reece, man.
Man just did it himself, created his own thing.
I'm just looking at my WhatsApp messages. I'm getting a few ins. One was Arsenal very poor today. No rhythm, no sharpness.
True.
I can't disagree with that. Especially in the second half, up until the subs. Flat. Do you think that, I do think there is some mileage in what Lee says, when he says about maybe the players are kind of half accepted, not giving up, but they've half accepted their fate.
100%.
And this performance has been reflected because against Newcastle last week, there was far more energy,
I'm not
far
having that though,
more.
man. I'm not having that. Because like Dexter
No,
said,
I'm not saying, I'm just saying what I see. I'm not saying
Newcastle
what.
would have been the one to give up on because...
So how do you explain the
They've been
lack
better
of
than us.
intensity?
They've been better than us. They are playing...
No,
better
but would
than
you
us.
say we're playing with the same energy that we did last week? No way.
They're nullifying us. They've been better than us. That's it. I don't know about this energy stuff and all that, but
No, I'm talking about intensity. We've not. Okay, Reece has come on and he's looked sharp, but we've not looked. I don't often agree with BFG, but
Come on.
but I do agree with him on that
Reece.
point. I definitely don't agree with what he says about Declan Rice.
Listen, man, it's bigger than that, though, isn't it? Like it actually is. In this game,
Thomas balling
at
out,
home,
man.
you want to see something, innit? And we ain't really seen much.
Nothing.
Like first half, and even that we've all agreed, all the chances that we've had is more so from their poor keeping.
The poor playing out of the
Poor
back.
playing out from the back.
Yeah. We failed
Look
to
at what.
make
Look
anything
at.
of it.
I mean, I was. Look at how Man City. I didn't watch the game, but I'm sure Man City. Look how they
Oh,
got
this is different. Pass! Bro!
God, yeah.
Pass the
I
ball.
told
Come
you,
on, man.
The man don't want it, bro. They don't want it. They don't want it.
Dave says, and Dave, this is where I got to tell you to give it a rest. We are much better without Zinni. Good call, lads. What happened against Liverpool? What happened against West Ham? What happened against Southampton? Now's not the time to bring up your stupid agendas.
What about much? What do you say?
You know,
much?
he's under Tierney. Like he's now going to make out that because Tierney started this game, that's why we're losing.
Didn't even
but he
come from
doesn't
the
want.
side.
But he won't send the same super chats when.
So why didn't he say that last
Zinni's
week when,
fucking about against
when-
whoever it is, he's fucking about.
No,
against
but
that.
to show the folly of that, right, is that last week everybody says that that was our best performance of the season, or certainly one of them. Tierney played a major part in that win, so
The goal didn't even come from him per se.
no.
He headed the ball away.
The goal came from Kivior. He went down, clutching his foot. When,
Yeah, and he was unmarked, and the player
when he was unmarked, so it presented a free header for the attacker who was in Cecil. Now, what I'm saying, my observation of that is,
Go for it, go.
I'm not doubting the guy was in pain, but what I'm saying is, if you're a warlord, do you stand up there and wait until the ball goes out of play, then you go down? Something that Turkish agreed with me, and a few other people do as well.
You know what cracks me up as well about Arsenal fans? They will ride harder for players that don't even play for us more than the players that they do play for us.
Welbeck.
Don't.
They will be banging, yeah, let's get Rice, let's get this guy, let's get that guy. But the players that we've got, they're shipping them out. They don't even give them no respect for the season, they don't give them nothing. Blaming Tierney or seeming to link the fact that we're losing to
Again, Partey's gone
crazy,
down
bro.
there.
That's
What are you
ridiculous.
doing, bro? What's wrong with Partey?
It's craziness, bro.
Come on, man, toughen up a bit, bro.
He just says, have you guys heard the Ramsdale interview about the title charge? I haven't.
Yeah, and listen, listen, I'm telling you,
I haven't.
The first part of it is good. The second part of what he said, if it was a standalone, sell him straight away. I couldn't believe what you said.
What did he say exactly?
Matoma again just burnt up
Done
Ben
him,
White.
yeah, he's done him.
4-on-3 Brighton.
Don't let him run.
Good defending there
defending
by
by Saka.
Saka.
The first part of the interview, he said, I basically wouldn't be known as a winner.
Who said that?
Ramsdale.
Ramsdale, yeah.
The second part,
As a winger?
a winner.
Oh, winner, sorry.
The second part, he said, basically, if we don't win anything, I want to be known as the guy who's brought back the good times to Arsenal and brought the unity back. But I don't want to know that. If you
What's wrong with that?
What, is he saying that based on this season?
Go
or
to
in
YMCA
general?
and play football then. If you want to be like, bro, what is this, bro?
No, but what did he say that was so wrong, though?
But that's winner. There's nothing else to be said. That's it. You can't be. I want to be known as the guy that's brought the good vibes back and all of this stuff. That's craziness, bro.
He wants to be known as well.
If he doesn't win,
Partey's had a stinker there, bro.
as I said, when you watched it,
I don't think it is. I think you're reading too much
No, I'm
into
not
it,
reading into it, bro. There's.
Oh,
Nearly another opportunity there for Brighton, but
There's levels that
for the people watching this watch along, I think we're seeing Brighton now starting to take control of this game.
yeah, I need to see what Ramsdale's talking about in that, because that does sound mad.
Bro, you don't want to be like, oh, I'm here for the shits and giggles, the vibes. That straight winning, that's all you want to be known for. That's it.
Yeah, I agree, but you have to get, what was the context of
As
what
I
he
said to you,
there?
the questions were asked to him, and he literally just said that. Like he said, Literally that.
EJ says he also said he didn't expect the Premier League to be this hard or the title challenge to be this. Is that what he said?
He didn't expect it.
He didn't.
That's
Bro,
mad.
No, but he wouldn't do,
That's
would he?
mad.
He's not been. Oh gosh.
Laurie, man, come
No,
on.
but he's not been in this position
Yeah, but
before.
we
He's
haven't been
being
in that
honest.
position, Laurie, but to beat Man City and Pep, you know what you have
No,
to do.
but this is the thing, right? As fans, no, hold on, right? As fans, right? We don't want players to give bland, stereotypical interviews. When someone's being honest now, people have a go at him.
No one's saying he's not being honest.
The man said
the honesty should be we fucked up. We fucked
but the
up.
man
That's
saying
the honesty. Not I didn't know it's going to be this hard. And obviously I'm coming
yeah,
from
but
a
he's
place
never
I
been
haven't
in.
watched
The
it.
man's been involved in relegations
But we know
before.
how hard it is, Laurie. We haven't been involved in relegation or title challenge. We know what you need to do
You know
to
you
be
need
Pep
to be
and City.
perfect. Like, that's a mad thing to say.
No, basically the guy's saying it's a new experience for him.
Yeah, but I don't give a fuck.
I neither do. I don't care. Laurie's, man, sometimes you just got to set standards for yourself. You can't be allowing people to just,
He's just being honestly.
It doesn't matter if he's being honest. The honesty, you can't say.
So what did you want him to say? Oh, yeah.
I wanted him to say that, yes, we've made huge mistakes this season and next season.
He's not going to say that.
What do you mean he's not going to say that?
A player's going to say, well, you've made huge mistakes. That means you're digging at your own team.
Yeah, but for him to say, I
you can
didn't
dig
think
at your
that it
own
would be this
performances.
hard. Like, bro, have you been watching the Prem the last 10 years? Like, what's going on?
No, he's talking from a player's perspective.
Yeah, but everybody.
You're talking about a guy that's been involved in 2 relegation battles.
It's going to be hard. Like, for him to say that, I didn't think it's going to be hard. Like, what did you think it was going to be easy?
No, not that. But he's basically saying football at the elite level is really hard.
There's a better way to say it,
man. Laurie, man.
No, I didn't.
But I also look. I understand what Laurie's saying.
Give it some
we want
context,
them to be transparent.
Yeah, you want the man to give interviews.
We also want them to say that, like, say
you just want the man to chuck the usual bland, stereotypical stuff.
Yeah, but him saying, "I didn't think it was going to be that hard," that just sounds weak to me.
Good save.
If he didn't score that, come on, man. How much chance?
I think sometimes you lot read into things a little bit too much.
Sometimes, as I said, you just got to change your mind frame now. Like, I'm sorry, but.
All right, so what did you want him to say then?
I told you.
What?
You can take onus and say, look, you're
that
saying
we
that
made huge mistakes this season. Then you know how bad that looks on the manager.
No, I'd rather him say that than
you can be critical
I didn't
of your
think it was
own
going to be this hard.
You can be critical of your own performances. You can put. This is what I'm saying. You can be honest about your players and say, yeah, like, we've made the mistakes. What is wrong with that? I don't get what is wrong with that. What is wrong with that?
You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Man.
No, you're not damned if you don't. You're damned if you...
You are, because, like...
If you didn't... Anyway, look, my overarching point, if you thought that it was going to be a walk in the park, you're a dunce. You're stupid.
No, he didn't say that, though, did he? You're going at the other end of the spectrum.
Well, no, because exactly. You can take it one way or the other.
You know what I mean? You've gone right to the other end now to try and make your point. Come on, bro.
Man, like...
With respect.
72 on the clock. We haven't heard from Nick and Cecil in a little while Brighton was blowing his whistle. So let's go over to info station. Now there's a little break.
Saka down currently just from that little play. Now, Nick, there's a lot to be said about this second half. Obviously, Brighton have scored in the second half and it hasn't been too great. I'm actually getting tendencies of Man City away in the second half. Brighton just seem like they're stepping into control now, which is becoming a worry. Thomas Partey's entered the field. We've seen Reece Nelson seems to be playing out on the left side of a free. Trossard's dropped in just behind Jesus, where Xhaka was playing. But just thoughts so far on what you've seen
since the substitutions, or since
the second into the second
Jesus
half.
is just in here on the edge of the box. Could equalise. Good feet.
Good.
And it comes to nothing again. And that's the story of and he's just kicked out at a Brighton player as well.
Oh, for goodness sake.
And this is the story. This is the story of the half. And this is little things like this. Well, it's not a little thing. When people talk about the mentality, it's not just about the performances or anyone can hit a shot off target. It's stuff like that. It's he's tried to do too much. He's lost the ball. He's kicked out. We need to just stick to football, to moving the ball, passing it about and try and get some shots on target. Not all of this type of stuff. That's where people start to say that it becomes like a bottle job. Do you know what I mean? It's really poor, really, really poor.
It's very interesting. He's taken off obviously Xhaka and Jorginho. It seems like Arteta's, but he's pushing obviously for the win in going attackive, not making no defensive substitutions there. But we're going to need more than this. It has been sloppy. The build-up's not been good from Arsenal. We saw Reece Nelson take a shot when he came on, and it's very direct. But that's kind of the only thing we've seen since those changes. But Brighton again, it seems like they're in full control. Caicedo, they're playing right back and just
looking like it's his natural position at the moment. Do you know what I mean? But we have I know we've brought Thomas Partey on for some physicality. That seems like what we've brought him on for. He's been pretty awful for us when he's come off the bench. He can be good on his best day, but not consistently at a top level. When he comes off the bench, he's not great. And I do question sometimes his physicality. I know that he's strong, but I do question that defensive midfield position. He's a good dictator of play when he's got the ball, but is that his natural position? Is he naturally a number 6 that gets involved in those physical duels? Because he doesn't seem to like it. He seems like he can do it, but doesn't seem to really like doing it at all. They are, the pressing has got, since that goal, honestly, they were very deflated. It looked like they expected to go a goal up, and Brighton caught them sort of napping, really, not just for the goal, but for the whole mentality, and they've looked really deflated since.
Definitely. Well, I'm going to head back over to the main panel on the Match Day Live, but keep an eye out for that Matoma and Ben White battle, because right now Matoma is absolutely eating them up. Keep an eye on that, and hopefully Arsenal can get back into this game. We're going to need a goal from someone very soon.
We're back 75 on the clock, and the ball goes back to Ramsdale. A couple of super chats have come in. Sean says, by order of the peaky bottlers, in reference to Cecil's outfit right now. Augustine says, squeezed out lemon, lads, be kind. And this one here from Beniz, well, I had it here anyway. Let me see if I still got it. I've saved it. He brings up a quote from Ramsdale. I thought it would have been more plain sailing, if I'm honest. I thought after so many wins throughout the season, you could probably relax. Did you hear that, Laurie?
That's mad.
Sorry, Turkish.
Quote, I thought it would have been more plain sailing, if I'm honest. I thought after so many wins throughout the season, you could probably relax.
That's mad.
I don't like the sound of
that. That's a madness, bro. He said, I thought you could relax.
I'm saying, hasn't he been watching Pep and City?
That's crazy, bro.
And Liverpool struggling to Liverpool have.
But I think sometimes, sorry, what I was going to say, sometimes with these interviews, you isolate certain quotes,
done, bro.
and it could look a certain way. You know what I mean?
Laurie, man.
I need to see the context of
that. Is mental.
Sometimes when the shit stinks, it's actually shit. That's it. A man said what he said. That's it.
But let's get back to this game. So if you're Eddie Nketiah, you're thinking to yourself, what have I got to do to get a game?
I can't wait to not hear Eddie's name again. I'll be honest, I'm so tired of hearing his name, because you know what?
Here he comes now.
That guy ain't gonna, he hasn't got a future at this club. He hasn't.
Jesus.
He can't say anything either. He's been rubbish as well.
He trapped the ball there on the flanks a couple of seconds ago. That's the best thing he's done all game. It's good to see Smith Rowe getting a run out as well.
Smith Rowe.
What for? This ain't.
Who's the captain? Thomas Partey.
Partey's got the captain's armband in his hand.
I'd have thought it would have been Gabriel.
No, he's passed it to Gabriel, yeah.
Gabriel's got it now.
He's got 15 minutes, Turkish. Let's see what he can do. I think he's...
I hope he does score a brace, so maybe someone will pay something for him in the summer.
What do you think his value is now?
Bro, his value hasn't changed for years.
Do you think what?
15 mil?
Do you reckon?
Yeah, bro.
He's got no caps. He's cramped up there, boy.
What do you think, Laurie? How much do you think he's worth? Holding's probably like 3 mil.
What?
Huh?
Holding's worth... Bro, you put the club in debt, bro.
Did you see this guy's face when I said 3 mil? He's sick.
3 mil, bro. I'm sick of that guy, bro.
Bro.
Yeah, I don't know, if it was smart business, I reckon we could get just over 15 for him.
For Eddie? Yeah, 15, 20, let's just say that.
If it was smart business, we can't get 20 mil.
But when you think of that 100k of wages, yeah, and knowing that only a team lower than the table is going to come in for him, they've got to accommodate for that somehow, and they'll be...
He's going Forest, bro.
Did you see that the guy tried on the back of his foot, and he's gone down there presenting the Brighton player with it? I mean, look at even Arteta. He looks pissed off with that.
Stupid, yeah. But to be honest,
and Gunnar was saying about Achilles and all that, and he would have felt momentarily a sharp moment of pain there. But what I'm saying is, bro, in the wider scheme of things,
good at possession, man.
You wait until the ball goes out or the ball's cleared before you take a knee.
I'm with you on that one. You have to try as hard as you can, even if you're just a body there and you can't jump.
If that's Adams, Sol Campbell, their man there, Gabriel even. I don't think that happened.
Yeah, but I thought, you know, like 10 minutes before that, when Still kicked the ball out and it hit Jesus in his head and he went down.
Yeah.
Do you think man 20 years ago are going down, getting hit in the head with the ball? What's changed? What's changed in 20 years? Too many soft man on the pitch. You think Haaland's going down if he gets hit in the ball with the face, in his face with the ball? He's not going down like that.
But I mean, listen, man, Kivior for me, I don't know, bro. Oh, look, here we go.
Yeah, these men are on
It
antics
was a foul as well. I saw it. I was surprised he carried on. That looked nasty. I thought the foot was high.
I did see that. I thought he just let it.
That's a foul. I don't even know why the ref carried on. That's a foul to Brighton. That guy's.
This brother's wedge to his arm. You see him?
I'm surprised he keeps on running, bro. I said, I don't even know how was that not a foul?
That man's probably been in the gym for 10 years waiting for this moment, man.
Augustine says, bees don't waste time telling flies that honey tastes better than shit.
Who's he referring to?
I don't know. I don't know.
Because
Could be me.
the reference of,
No, but I was being quite... Listen, man, I'm a man, I like to just be honest and judge what I see. To me, Kivior, when I see that...
No, he's not talking about the Ramsdale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, right, sorry.
40 says, does the attack lose a cutting edge without Martinelli? Seems a bit slower, less energetic. One of those that can play well even when the side doesn't. Martinelli's been our best
I was going to say
attacker
to you, though,
for the last 15 games.
I was going to say, though, you see the issue that Arsenal have as well, and this is where it's going to become sticky. I don't really like Trossard on the left. I like him in the middle.
You rather him up top?
I prefer him in the middle where he can link, where he can drop.
I think he's good on the left though. Like he's got that good cutting as well. He's not as direct as maybe Martinelli is, but I think he offers something different. I don't really mind where he.
You say that about him. He's only got one goal for Arsenal, hasn't he?
Yeah, but I'm
League
saying,
goal.
Was that the one off the bench against Brentford? Did he get the goal off the bench against
Brentford, yeah. But what I'm saying is the fact that I think his impact on the game.
Man's Diesel. Bro.
Yeah, I thought, you know what? For a second, I was like, wow, like, I'm meant to be here. Why am I on the team?
You looked at him with a degree of jealousy there.
No. Man can't look.
My boy's Diesel. Bro.
No. Man don't get jealous, bro. Why for that?
No, but even you were looking and thinking, raw.
Big why for that, man.
No, he's wearing that.
Nobody.
My man had on the sort of X.
Yeah, that's what he's done. Yeah, he's got the X extra smooth, you know what I mean? Extra smooth. I just wears my size.
He literally come out the gym to this game today.
Yeah. I just started when he's doing press-ups, man.
While they were playing, the man was curling like that, innit?
Yeah, he's mad though.
Man was curling on the touchline, man.
Coming up to 82 minutes on the clock, 8 minutes to go plus anything added on.
It's a foul throw, innit? From Cecil.
And it's a throw into Arsenal.
Imagine that, boy. They got their DM just chilling in the right back spot there. And all this is still Saka's on the pitch. Man don't come off. Guy lives on that right wing.
That's what we need. We need someone to be challenging him next year, man.
Lives on that right wing.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, what level of player are they gonna? If they're gonna make Saka like the marquee player of the club almost, they're not gonna bring in.
I was shocked to hear links to Rafinha last summer, but Edu kind of confirmed that he asked Deco about Rafinha. So if you're asking about Rafinha, then that's the minimum level I expect you to go for this summer.
Who's that, Eddie? Come on, man. Well
Reece,
done.
well played, Reece.
Well done. Go on, son.
Keep going. Okay. I think Eddie, that run kind of got in his way there,
excellent
didn't
run, Eddie. Yeah, might have just walked over Reece Nelson.
Man said you might as well run and hold his hand, you know.
Need some good delivery on this now.
Don't waste this.
Because Saka's wasted a few. Where he's not got past the first round.
Even since the goal, no real...
Nothing.
The intensity's not been there.
Just that one.
Yeah, no real...
They're on holiday now, man.
Yeah,
they're on holiday.
Ball in.
It's a poor cross.
That's not going nowhere.
Sorry, well, actually, sorry, I meant it's a good cross, but I meant as in the players in the box, the poor positioning.
Go on, shoot now. Shoot! Oh, why didn't he shoot?
No, he did.
Scuffed it.
Yeah, he scuffed
What are they claiming? What are they trying to claim? Handball? Bro, what are you doing?
You're not going to get past him like that, bro. He's too strong for you there.
He just looked at him like a boy.
That's certain guys could defend him, man.
Bro, I'll take him today, man. I'll be happy if he comes. What do you think his value is? Because obviously he just signed a contract.
But it doesn't. Do you know what? It doesn't. That's the thing. That's what we're speaking about. It actually doesn't matter what his value is. Pay him money.
Do you think that's a penalty shout there?
That's what they was.
They could have looked at it, but
I think that's worthy, you know.
Sometimes you just got to pay the money. When the player's there,
I think you hit the nail on the head earlier. This has been my problem with Arsenal. We know what the player's worth, but we underbid and then try to keep on going until in the end, like the club that we're bidding to thinks that we're just taking the piss.
or another club comes in and bids what they want.
yeah, like Mudrik.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm telling you,
Like just slap down the money and put a couple M's on top of it and then get the player straight away.
Their owner is here today. I ain't letting him leave until I've got some sort of deal.
Figure.
Yeah. There, done. So as soon as season's finished, end of this, boom, slap the money down, keep it moving.
Even there, it just felt like everyone stopped.
Yeah.
I don't get it. The fire's not there.
They're on holiday, man.
I wouldn't say they're on holiday.
They're happy. They're happy.
Certainly the intensity level's not been what we would have wanted. Man.
I think that Everton game just knocked the stuffing out of them, man.
Yeah.
100%. We're happy. We finished second.
How many games do we go into as well? Like, other than the Man City game, you can't really
look at that from Trossard.
That's
dead,
no.
Bro.
That's
dead,
game
done
bro.
now.
That's dead, bro.
Trossard. What a lazy pass.
Dead.
He said it though. He said that they'll be ready. He said that they'll be.
That's dead, bro.
You see how we had 5 of those in the first half, yeah?
Did nothing.
Did nothing. They have 1 of those in the second half. Bury. Come on, man.
Come on, man. Come to big old Emirates, bro.
Trossard here, man. What is he thinking of? That's so casual.
Boy.
2-0 Brighton. You didn't know. That's why we're quiet.
This is Undav. Where's he from?
He's Turkish, but he plays for Germany. Well, he's selected to play for
Yeah, because he
Germany.
sounds the Turkish name.
Deniz Undav.
Does he play for Germany?
Well, he had the German flag next to his name when he was coming on, so.
Do you know what though?
He's
Ultimately,
not that Turkish after all. That's how I look at it.
We've been conceding. I don't know if we like fully deserve to be champions. With
Is it easy, Ramsdale?
Do you get what I'm saying, bro? Like we've been conceding.
After 30
so
games,
much.
I would have said we deserve it.
Yeah,
But the last 8,
we've been conceding goals left, right, and
deserve it.
that we don't deserve to be champions, bro. So
No,
it is what it is. It is what it is, man.
He thought it was easy, man. Ramsdale, it was easy.
It is what it is, man.
We've got a couple super chats in. It's 2-0 to Brighton. There is 3 minutes to go. 40 says, we've got that one in. On Lee's point, other than Saliba injury, since Trossard stopped playing down the middle, our form has gone down. Poor end to the season. And Augustine says, it's been a pleasure. Thank you, gents, for being critical and always wanting the best for the team. It's clear what we need in the summer, inshallah.
Oh, no, this could be 3.
No way.
Who's that, Welbs?
And that's the thing. I think to make it very clear to everybody, how many people are watching? 10,000, 5,000?
4 of them are 4K of that is ops.
I'm telling you, all Arsenal fans, you only need to be critical of the league, not the season, but the league, because ultimately we've had a good season, but you have to be critical when you are at the top, because the top, it's minute details that make you lose. Yeah. So you have to be more critical about the players that are your favourites, the players that have done it excellent for you all season. You have to be. So you look at it and you're saying to yourself, Arsenal have been fantastic this season. They've made all Arsenal fans be able to come out with your tops on, the Arsenal tops on, buy the merch now. We believe that we want to.
Not yet. Let's see what
not yet. But believe in the process, all of that stuff. But what we want now is we want to go up another level, as Laurie spoken about, as Turkish spoken about, as Dexter spoken about. And when you do that, you have to now go to the finite details of anything. You have to go to the minuscule, granular parts of a season. And you look at it, you look at this game. Saka, you ain't done nothing since April. And you're amazing. So I shouldn't have to keep doing a caveat every minute of I love Saka, because I love Saka, but I have to be critical. Jesus, the amount of chances over the course of the season.
But that's modern day. The reason you're doing that is because some modern day fans,
they don't listen.
They want to wrap everything in cotton wool. They think this is a fucking daycare and a creche. That at the end of the day, we all love Saka.
Yeah,
but
man can get criticised.
You're not
as
wrong
well,
for saying Saka's been poor for a long time.
I thought he had a good game last week. Pretty much.
No, yes. But anyway, Zinchenko, you're meant to be one of the leaders, and you've been dropping stinkers game in and game out for the last couple of games. You know, how many?
He's gone down.
It's just this game today. White, you got a new one torn today with your performance. Not good enough, and that's where we are right now. We're at the point where it's not harsh to say that these players are fantastic.
I think it was either you or Dexter that said, or maybe both of you did actually, that it could very well be 8 minutes. Where's that coming? It could very well be that the guys, the players that is, having seen City just dismiss Everton like that.
Yeah, that would have been
in their hearts and minds.
Yeah, but what about for the fucking 50,000 fans?
Yeah.
Like, come on, like,
and it's also
I'm not even having that.
I'm not having that either.
I'm not even having that.
Convincing.
Listen, Turkish, you are right, but I'm saying subconsciously, because the intensity just weren't there today. I referenced the Newcastle game. When you consider the fight and the intensity that they showed against Newcastle, 100%. I've not seen anywhere near that level today.
You know what though, Laurie, yeah? In a game...
Look, he's in behind again.
In a game, you can start the game poor.
Oh, no, look.
Don't do that.
You can start the game poor, but when you go 1-0 down, do something to show. They haven't even been showing anything to act like they're bothered. And that's not good enough.
But that's, again, mentality, innit? Mentality, bruv. When these men go down...
It's not good enough. So we talk about all these leaders that we have. We talk about, brother, the captain got subbed off. Like, your leader from Man City got subbed off.
Yeah, but you know, this is, again, it comes down to modern day fans calling players. There's leadership traits in a lot of players. But when push comes to shove, which is the tail end of the season when you're challenging for something, bruv, you cannot call Vieira a leader or Tony Adams a leader and any of these men a leader. They've got leadership qualities about them, yes, but leaders,
no, bro.
We need leaders to come in that have the experience of leading, not being part of a team like Jesus and Zinchenko were. Yes, they can come in and show their leadership traits and it'll lift us from where we was, because we had none of that. Next step, bring in the actual leaders that are required at this stage of the season to calm things down or to push things forward, to talk to
man. That's what Jorginho was supposed to have done.
Jorginho, though.
Jorginho's not
like,
that
as much
guy,
as he's done well, he's not that.
He's not that
guy. He's listening to my man.
It was Jorginho or Caicedo, bro. Like, do you know what I'm saying? And that's what's frustrating. And that's when, again,
you know what's most disappointing about this? Just the title challenge has ended with a bit of a damp squib.
And you know what, judges? You know what? Shout out to judges, because he's been saying it for weeks now. He doesn't want to see a 7-8 point gap. Yeah. And listen, now next week we got Nottingham Forest. I'm worried, and I shouldn't be worried.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what team's going to turn up. I don't know what.
At least wanted it to just go to last day.
Yeah, go to where, like, not the last day, but like.
Well, the thing about Forest is they need the points, so they're going to be coming hard.
Of course.
And we're on the beach now.
Of course.
Yeah.
We're on the beach.
I think next week you should start with Eddie, man.
We've been top for 93% of the season, and
that's
for us
that's what hurts, isn't it?
And for us to bottle it, well, I say bottle it, I don't want to say that, but for us to bottle the end of the season and just give up isn't acceptable. It isn't. It's poor, man.
Well played. He's had a good game since he's come on, actually, Reece.
He's been alright.
Yes.
Again, we can
What's
do better
going
than
on
Reece
with
as
Tin?
well.
Like, this has to be tactical why he's not been bombing forward, because I've definitely seen
100% is
Tin
tactical, 100%.
bombing forward like way more before that.
100% is tactical. Couple super chats. A man says, we played really well this season. We should continue like this and get out of the Mickey Mouse competitions in the first round to fully focus on the league. Don't know if that's tongue in cheek or what, but none of that. Daniel says, moral victories are for minor league coaches. Every year it's the same thing. We have to acknowledge that we are nearly men.
Listen, man. There's.
Oh, good. He's rolling. Early. Gone. Penalty.
Great defending, bro.
So but that was great defending.
There's credence to that, man. I don't know. Like it's true to say.
Caicedo again.
Very good defending there.
That's Leeds.
Look at that.
Who was that? Sorry.
Caicedo.
Oh, look. Oh,
My man.
Big Steve's here as well. We ain't built like you. Fragile FC. One horse race FC.
You sent that?
Big Steve.
But then you still need context. So look at where we're coming from. Like, the two can exist at the same time, you know. Like, we're coming from somewhere, we haven't got the experience, innit? So people are expecting us to just like be that good. We're not.
But what I can't understand is, right, and I'll say this in a minute, because, oh no, 3-0.
These man, bro.
Hey, Ramsdale.
Why does it always go to shit though, bro? Like, why does it always crumble? It always crumbles, bro.
Ramsdale.
That was a poor save. Straight back into the
free.
Bro, he might as well just let the ball go in, bro. I don't get why he did that. Like,
I was just about to say, you know, so how can you go from last week where people were saying it was our best performance of the season,
didn't he get
to now
a save with the
you go to a performance which is arguably our worst of the season?
Yeah,
how does that happen?
This Everton and City have been the worst.
$3-0, man.
Look at that.
We're actually getting smoked.
At home.
Boy, I feel sorry for you tomorrow, though, I'm not gonna lie.
Do you think the keeper should have done better?
I knew what, bro. You see their time. Their time to rip, man, was after Southampton.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
when we.
Man, sliding on the pitch, you know.
I'm 3 weeks into knowing we fucked it. This is just embarrassing because we're at home and we're losing 3-0.
They're fighting for champs.
What can they say? Like, well, fuck them as well, man.
De Zerbi said it.
I respect it though. Still.
De Zerbi said
You're
it.
right though, because they had their chance to rip you from.
Look at that. Look at that.
Like, come on.
You know, bro. Fuck them all.
Oh boy.
Hey, I shouldn't even be laughing. Like, but hey, listen. What do you think to those fans leaving early, though? What do you think?
Why not?
I think that's embarrassing.
I think that's sad.
I think that's embarrassing.
The team's done well all season, and the first time
fans
look at the stadium. The stadium. This is like
paying fans have a right to do what they like, man.
Wow. Free, you know. Brighton again at home. 3 goals.
But what do you think of
home.
that, though, Dexter? What do you think of that?
What's that?
Oh no!
Look at that again.
That's Danny Welbeck.
Man said Danny's just come back and done a madness.
Oh, look at that.
Look, the honest truth is that they've been better than us the whole game. The whole game.
You could argue that the first half was even, to be honest. We did say that.
Just about, but look, we had chances where we could have capitalised, but we were only capitalising on their mistakes.
Yeah, in the second half,
I don't really feel
they
like
completely
we've been,
outplayed us.
you know, fully in control of the game, creating chances, putting them on the back foot. We could have scored maybe two, maybe 3 goals off the back of their mistakes. So they deserve this win, man.
So what does that mean in terms of the title? Draw against Chelsea, that's it, probably, isn't it?
Laurie
no, I'm saying City. So if they draw against Chelsea, that's it, isn't it?
I don't think the word title should be said in any video.
That's the game thing.
Until, I don't know when, but I'm done with even hearing the word title anymore.
No, I'm talking from a City perspective. What?
Full-time whistle.
They'll probably be able to wrap it up against Chelsea.
Yeah.
Get up, man. Get up, bro.
4 points behind them. They got a game in hand. They win that. It's 7 points. 2 games left. It's done.
Yeah.
They'll win the league next
That's
week.
what's shit about it though, but like, why has it got to be, the gap's just going to increase, man. This is going to get silly. It's going to get silly.
I think we've gone from the sublime to the ridiculous in the space of a week, because last week we were here saying amongst the best performance of the season.
Brighton, man.
And here we are today at home saying this is the worst, because 3-0 at home is embarrassing, man.
Well, we just got smoked at home by the team that got smoked by Everton at their home 5 days ago. Look, they're gassed.
This is big for Brighton.
They did it last season. They've ruined our season last season.
They've won the last 3 at the Emirates, bro.
They did it in their Carabao Cup, and now they've done it again. They've come to our ground. These
Yo,
players,
but like, just on the Caicedo thing quickly, yeah. Obviously, I know you rate him super highly, but do you think that he's like the player to take our midfield to the next level? Does he make it significantly better than this season?
I think so.
Or do you think he's just like levels out what we've already got? Do you think he takes it up?
I think he does, you know.
Yeah. Look, you know, every minute, every time.
I rate Partey a lot. but I
Every
think
time this freaking club are celebrating on our stadium, just making it, like, look at them. They did it last season. They did it the season before that when Basuma rubbed the captain's head on the floor.
Oh yeah.
This club is, I don't want to hear no crap about Martinelli not being.
He's out for the season.
Why are we shaking everyone's hand as well? Like, what the fuck is going on?
He's done.
Laurie, why are they shaking everyone's hand?
On the pitch.
But that's what it is. As I said it in the 60th minute, 50th minute. This is a parade. It's a party season now. They went bobbing.
I think you and Dexter.
It felt like
just
a
do
testimonial.
the lap of honour, man.
It felt like a
You and
testimonial.
Dexter at the start of the show said you wondered whether that result from City slapping up Everton
Shaking man's hand, man.
pretty much did the players accept their fate already before.
done.
So the way they played today.
Done, man.
Well, by the way, I thought he was man of the match today. He was superb. Mitoma. And Caicedo as well.
Caicedo, yeah.
Them two man there.
It was brilliant.
But I mean, I think Mitoma has probably given Ben White his warmest time all season.
Yeah.
Ben White's been outstanding for us for the most part.
100%.
But today he got smoked. I'm
100%.
not going to lie. But I'll go back to that first goal. And the thing is, I've been bigging up Kivior. If Rob Holding done that, BFG would have been on his way to the Emirates waiting for him outside.
Bro, I've been looking for Rob Holding's address for the last 4 years, but it doesn't matter.
But seriously, I said it before, Dexter, and I'll say it again. You've got your big grizzly centre-half. We all play football. We all know what a centre-half is supposed to mean, innit? Man trod on your foot, fair enough. But do you go down then?
Get up and put yourself in the way,
You,
man.
you stay on your feet, you wait till the ball goes out, then you drop down on the floor. You can stay on the floor for as long as you want then, can't you? You don't do it in the middle of the ball coming across the box, do you, Turkish?
What, the
The
centre?
first goal.
Yeah, man.
That kind of summed it up for me.
My head's going out. I wasn't even listening, but yeah, that first goal.
That first goal summed it up for me, Bridget.
Well, you know what Arteta's going to do next season? He's going to play that. They said, look at him.
Is this their last away game or something?
No.
You're carrying on like they won a trophy.
So why are they all like, they just...
Yeah, man.
Have they secured a European spot?
No, but it's a big win for their chances.
It's a big win.
No, but their man are celebrating like they've
But
won.
they've done it before. This is what I'm saying. They always do this.
Emirates come like a fortress for them.
No, Emirates come like the dance floor. We just, what we do,
It is a very significant win for them, you know, because
Where are they now?
they've gone above Tottenham today, right? And they're 2 games in hand over Tottenham.
We let them come to the Emirates every season and we just off panty, bend over. It's ridiculous.
Arsenal 0, Brighton 3.
Oh, blood.
Right, just end the stream.
That was a shocking result.
Yeah, it's time to end the stream. Anyway, listen, people, we've just
End
lost
it.
3-0. The Ops are enjoying. Arsenal fans, it's over. It is over. Yeah. The Man City win against Chelsea next week. Then they've won the Premier League for the 5th time in the last 6 years, I believe.
Yeah.
And it's on to pre-season and the next season. But yeah, 3-0 loss. Fan cams will be out outside the stadium. Robbie's at the game. Fan cams will be out from the studio real soon as well. I'm going to go over and get them done. Actually, Cecil's here as well. So yeah, make sure you're subscribed and all of that. And big up Nord as well. Link in the description for some sort of special offer, man. Just go over there, money back guarantee. AFTV is the code, link is there. Arsenal just got smoked. We move. Love for the love. Peace.
Wow, Lee, you're levitating.
NordVPN has made me one with the universe, Cecil. No more pop-ups, no malware, and I'm saving money exploring international prices. Also, all my devices are protected by next generation encryption.
So you found peace?
Yes, Cecil. Just change your location in the app and transcend space and time.
Wow, I feel invincible.
Tell the nice people what to do.
Click the link, people. Click the link.